And
hi.
We are here. And we are about to be live on Twitch. As soon as I see our feed, I will shut this shit off.
What? You gonna shut what?
Save me the bandwidth. Here we are, sir. You in your orange shirt and me in my, I don't even know what I'm wearing. My cool dress clothes. Got it. All right. And we're live there.
It kind of.
And I don't know what the fuck took you so long, John.
I
But I
apologize.
really wanted to get on a long time ago,
Like,
and then you were
he has
goofing
been
off,
harassing me,
doing
and I
some
was
stupid
like, "Well,
shit.
what are you gonna wear?" He's gonna go, "Well, I'm gonna look like
Oops.
a gangster from the '40s. What are you gonna dress as today?" I said, "I'm just gonna wear the same shit I always do." So he's like, "Okay." All right, fine.
Oh yeah, that's embarrassing. I mean, you would have thought you would have put out some effort if you knew how good I looked.
I did shave though, so there's that.
Shaving your ass doesn't count.
That was really loud.
Oh, excuse me, I sneezed. So,
Why are you yelling? I can't.
shelf help show, everybody. I'd be dead about biker beard, but I'm wearing a shirt and tie. So today I get to be Jeffrey Sinatra at your service. Who knew I had multiple personalities, right? You did,
I
Dick.
we doing two truths and a lie? It's the
Yeah,
truth. It's
yeah.
the truth. I think it's the truth.
Which one's the truth?
I think that you have multiple personalities. Yeah, I think that's safe to say. I think we both
No.
do. We have a couple. People could have seen the outtakes of me being an old Jewish man with glasses.
Yeah.
It was
Hey,
pretty
Jan Schwartz, over here.
all over your face with that thing there. Oh my god. Anyway, we were talking about John dies at the end.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
So you really need to check it out because we were going segue to segue. See, it's not just for the show live, kids. We do it all the time.
Yeah. Well, in the background, I was having a hard time with stuff today. This
No,
stuff.
I was late. It was me.
No, it wasn't you. It was me.
Oh, well, you blamed me before. I was falling on the sword for you, brother.
Oh, I
Really
appreciate that.
wasn't a
Yeah.
big deal.
No,
I mean, I
fucked it up.
abandoned you for like 5 days, so it's only
It-
fair.
that was pretty tough. I'll be honest with you. But anyhow, go ahead, sir.
No, I was just gonna say it's a great movie because we were talking about Clancy Brown.
Oh yeah, Clancy Brown.
Does the
Remind people who
voice.
Clancy Brown is.
He does the voice for Mr. Krabs in SpongeBob, which is funny as hell. But for all of us Gen Xers, he was the bad guy in the original Highlander movie, and I'm trying to remember what his character was called, and I can't think about it.
He was the one who had like this face pierced, right?
No, he had his neck pierced from when somebody got him with the sword.
Oh yeah.
And he just put earrings across across his neck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was
he
gross.
he was a great character. But anyway, he's been in a ton of movies. He was I think the head guard in Shawshank Redemption.
Okay. Yes, he was. Yeah, he was
So,
he was particularly brutal.
he's the one that took what's his face to the roof, I think, right? I think that was the scene.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
You never saw Shawshank?
No, never read the book and never saw it. So
What was that? That's strange.
yeah, it's not on my care to list.
Huh.
Yeah, I got a care to list. That's
It was pretty damn good.
yeah, no, I've heard that from everybody. But yeah, I have a not care to watch movies. There's a couple of them.
What are some
Schindler's List is on a care not to watch.
Why?
I just don't have any interest in seeing that much suffering. I just don't.
No. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's just like Nazi concentration camps and stuff.
I mean, they go for a shower. It's not a big deal. And they all wear the same clothes. You know, the women don't have hair. John, that should turn you on. They're too thin. But yeah, so it's just not a. I there's a lot of movies that I've never seen that just I don't care to. So people always yell at me about it. But John dies at the end. I had taken forever to watch because of the ending, obviously, because I didn't want to die at the end. But it's a great movie. Same vein as Odd Thomas. Odd Thomas was, I know that's a huge book series.
I love Odd Thomas so fucking much. I read the books. I listened to the audiobooks. The Dean Koontz stories are great.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you I cried at the end of Odd Thomas.
I knew what was going to happen and I cried. So like, I get it. I knew what to expect.
Right. I had no idea.
That kid got killed.
Yeah, well, by a Jeep. Yeah.
Yeah, his own Jeep rolled back and yeah.
Yeah.
That was sad. Very sad. Poor dude. He was a Russian kid. He was a Russian immigrant.
Well, he played Chekhov in
yeah.
Star Trek. Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, Anton. I'll never get that.
Felcher? Anton.
I don't know.
Anyways, that kid.
But he was very good in Odd Thomas. I did like that very much. I thought it was a very, very good movie.
I thought it was done. I thought they did Anton Yelchin. They did such a good job adapting the story to make it pretty damn accurate. I was looking forward to, a couple of sequels, but unless they cast somebody new, wouldn't that be ironic though if they use Odd as a ghost?
I don't think they'll do that. But I think who would be great to play that part would be Andrew Garfield.
Yes, there's a similarity between the two.
Yep. So there's somebody named Anna_1028, and she was saying Captain Hadley in Shawshank. And 69 Vixen 6969 says, "Hi Jeff."
Hello, Anna. Hello, Amber.
Nobody says hello to me.
Nobody. No. Well, it's good that they have you pass a message to me because I don't look at chat often.
I'm an errand boy. I see.
I get distracted easily. I'm just distracted by life. So I'm over here queuing up little Jordan Peterson saying bad words. I wanted to do that. I just hit close the program when a window popped up. I hope it wasn't for this show. Okay, we're safe. So you can hear me.
Yes.
That's important.
Thank you, Mama Fox. She said hi to me.
At
least somebody says hi to me.
Whatever. Missy thinks she's going to come on for ghost stories. And
that's true. I'm going to send you a link soon.
I didn't even advertise ghost stories. I said news, traffic, weather. We'll bitch about something. Well, you said we're not going to do that tonight, so we're not. I have a lot. In my belly that I want to talk about, but we won't.
So then I'm guessing you never watched The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Nope, never seen that one either. Nope, no interest.
What's wrong with The Boy in the Striped Pajamas? Oh, Lisa watched that. I remember she told me she liked to watch, sad, like Nazi things. And then
who'd have thunk it? I fell for that once when somebody's like, "Hey, there's this great movie, What Dreams May Come. You should watch it. It's so cool." And I was like, "All right." Robin Williams. Oh, Cuba Gooding Jr. Oh, I like them. Have you ever seen that?
I own it. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't stop crying. I'm like, you know what?
It's one of my top 10 favorite movies.
Oh, you're very echoey on purpose. I'm sure you're playing with.
Is it working?
Yes, it's working.
Oh, that's exciting! Finally, the fuck did I do to make it work?
4 hours later, I got the echo down, John. I got it. I got the echo.
Did any of the musical sound effects play by chance?
Yes, it did. You little rave queen, you.
Welcome to the show. That's what I wanted the whole fucking time. Like, why was that so difficult? Oh, I'm sorry. Was my voice still on voice change? Is it back to normal now?
Yes, it's back to
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I have the switches finally. I have them. I'm so excited. So when we tell ghost stories, I'll be able to play sound effects that should be. Wait. Nope. Nope. That one. That's arcade. Let's try a different one. Think that'll go with the ghost story? It was really scary.
No, that sounds like I was all ready to fuck her. And then all of a sudden, no, that would have been if that was still going on. You have to do that.
Oh, my bad. Do it again, and then I'll have the scene ready.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord is right. What does this say? This is Titan. Hello. Oh shit. Okay. I think it's just back. Echo. Fuck.
Yep, Jeff's got a new toy.
I paid for this one. So I got to use it at least once. So all right, I'm going to stop fucking around for a minute. So why don't you go ahead and narrate a little bit of your week? You took 6 days to see 5 concerts, hang out with some friends. Some of them were Latino, as far as I could tell, based on some of the videos you sent me.
You're peaking right now. You're a little loud, just so you know.
Oh, sorry. All right.
It's okay.
How about that? Better?
That's much better.
All right. So some of them were Latino.
We're gonna really not talk about that until we have those clips, I would think, right? I think
I mean, they're not far away, but I'm going to put them together as a maybe I'll tease one or two, and we won't tease that one, or I won't show that one, and then I'm going to put together as a montage of your vacation.
Well, that's what I figured you would do.
Yeah,
so that's why I just kept sending. Yeah, so I went to 5 concerts in 6 nights across 4 states. Went to Vegas Friday night for Metallica.
All right, cut the chatter.
Sorry,
sir.
That worked. I apologize.
Saturday night was Billy Joel.
Nice. Sorry.
Billy Joel was amazing, absolutely amazing. And if you ask me, blew Metallica off the fucking stage.
Yeah, how is it that you know more Billy Joel songs than you know Metallica, and you know Metallica? You know?
Yeah, it was. I think the best part of that, right, compared to the first night Metallica, and you know every Metallica song, but nobody sings every Metallica song with fervor. Like, there's certain songs that like Master, and then everybody gets into it from Whom the Bell Tolls. But Billy Joel, every woman screamed every fucking word of every fucking song, and he was awesome. He's 72 years old. He gets up there. First thing he says is, "I know what you're thinking. I'm Billy's dad. He couldn't make it tonight." He's like, somebody asked me why I have such longevity, because I haven't fucking died yet. Like, he's a riot, dude. He introduces every song and he goes, "Yeah, this one wasn't a hit either at first." And every woman screamed every word to every song. It was fucking awesome.
These are just sound effects, a little loud. Is that a little more tolerable for background noise? Or is that still loud?
It sounds like children playing. What am I judging it on? I can't hear you at all. Picked a bad day to stop doing drugs.
Horrible. Horrible week to give up blue.
Still can't hear you, dude.
What the fuck? Oh, I know what I did. You are beautiful, it's true. How about now?
Yes.
Okay, so how about now?
Yes.
Still? Okay. I was just trying to balance where that sound effect was coming from, and I didn't want it to be like super overpowering. I wanted to be able to play something subtly while you talk without it being too much. Was it too much?
No, I could barely hear it.
Okay.
It was
How
like
about
children.
okay, laugh track? You want a laugh track for your story?
No.
Cyberpunk? How about this? How about this?
It's only like playing one note, just so you know. And then there's nothing else. I could barely hear anything. Now, I don't have headphones on, so I don't know if the audience can hear.
Audience, were you able to hear sound? Did it sound like Lost? Did it sound kind of like that? Tell me it's true.
Now I can't hear you at all.
Now?
I can hear both you and the background sound.
Does the background sound too loud? That's what I was trying to balance. Is it louder now?
Yeah, it's a little too loud. Mama Fox is a little too loud now.
Okay, how about here? Too much. Now? Silent?
Yes.
Okay, silent.
Too loud.
Too loud.
Yes. Hasn't changed. It's still exactly the same. And now it's gone. And now I hear nothing. I hear nothing. There is nothing. There's nothing. You want me to say it lower? There's nothing. But you would want it turned down a little bit. Too high. Doesn't change. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Yeah, now I can't hear you. There's nothing. And it's only one volume when it's played. It's
weird. That's kind of dope. Although it's too loud. That should be the new intro.
What is? Rod said you already broke your new toy.
It's still just one. It's just like one volume.
Well, now you're echoey.
I am.
Yes, you are.
But now I'm not.
Correct.
So no matter what I did, it was not adjusting the sound effects in the background?
Nope. It was the same volume the entire
Wow. That's crazy. I'm setting all the knobs. So much for background. It's not going to be any background music. It's just going to have to be like foreground noise, I guess, when it's time.
And you should put your mic down a tiny bit because when you come back from doing that, it's peaking.
All right, so we're good here.
Well, no, I could barely fucking hear you back there.
Jesus Christ.
It's your toy. It's not mine.
I know.
I'm only telling you what's going on.
You just can't have nice things. We can't have nice things. Finish your story. I'll quit fucking interrupting for 10 seconds at least.
No, I don't even know where I was anymore.
So that's it. It's all over. Why didn't you tell me I was acting? Jesus. I had it shut off, so I didn't know. Okay. Can you hear anything else? No? Everything's quiet now? Oh, shit. Wait, was there music just then?
Yes.
Okay, so when I push the button that says hear myself, I can hear myself. Okay, and when I turn on voice changer, I believe that is going my voice. Did that do it? No.
You're echoey.
Welcome to the show. John.
What?
Did Billy Joel kill him the whole time?
I don't really know what you just said. I think you asked if Billy Joel killed the whole time.
Yeah.
Yes, he was
pretty good,
amazing.
huh?
26 songs and played for 2.5 hours.
That's crazy.
Considering Metallica played for 2.
I saw. Is my voice still changing?
Yes.
Huh. I saw him and Elton John. 1995. Probably 95. Why do you have that look on your face?
Because you sound really strange.
Okay.
And now you.
How about now? Okay. Stop. Ooh. Hey, self-help show.
You're making everybody laugh in the chat room. I think they're amused.
Yeah, I bought your beer to hear. I figured if I wore a shirt and tie, I would act like a more professional, and I wanted that today. Alexa, turn on the flashy lights.
I think that ship has sailed, kids. Alexa's not even listening to you.
She didn't. Well, she tried. It might be unplugged. You know, I'm not wearing pants. If that, maybe that's causal to my issue here.
Why am I making you laugh, Mama Fox? Why am I making you laugh? She's laughing at me.
Because you having the look on your face while you tolerate my bullshit.
Oh. I also put in the restream. Help me.
Merry Christmas. Not sure how that is what Santa sounds like.
Sounds like an evil spirit. This one is an elf. Anyway, I got jingle bells. Hi. Wouldn't it be weird if you had jingle bells?
It would just be weird if John had technical difficulties.
There
Right?
seems to be snow and one horse open space.
Oh no! Look, my camera and microphone no longer work. Oh no!
Oh, if you be go. Bells and whistles ring. Is that a breakfast? What's that ringing sound? Did you just quit the film?
I think he did. This one says helium. Helium. I remember I had a helium tank, and I just kept filling up the balloon and then hitting the helium, and I was like, and I did that for about half the helium tank. And then my father said, "You realize, son, that helium is a byproduct of petroleum." I said, "Okay." He said, "Your lungs are being coated with oil right now,
Well,
dipshit.
we
Why
did
do you
have
think there's
6
warning
people.
signs all over it?"
We did have 6 people in the chat room, and now we're down to 2.
Oh, they left?
Yes.
Fuck.
Maybe you should be more angry at me.
Why?
I think they enjoyed that more.
I wasn't angry. Angry wasn't the right phrase.
Irritated?
Mildly annoyed, maybe? Mildly. It was mild. It was mild. I do look stoned, though. I don't have any idea why I look so stoned. I am not anymore.
Who was the left field person? Who the left field concert? Who came out of left field? You didn't expect them to
Ghost.
be as good as they were.
Ghost was unbelievable. And I saw him twice, which was great. So second part of the trip, Monday morning, we went to Las Cruces, picked up Ernie, and went to El Paso to see Volbeat and Ghost. And Volbeat is a real rock and roll, rockabilly metal band. They're amazing. They have a big following in Arizona, actually. And then Ghost is this dude from Sweden that his band is called Faceless Ghouls. They all wear helmets and stuff. You can't see their faces. He basically writes all the music, uses studio people, and then when he has a touring band. And the first night, they were good, but there was a 42-minute intermission between bands to set up this guy's stage, dude. Because there was a castle and it was ridiculous. But in Phoenix, the stage is so much bigger. It took them less than 30 minutes to do it. So it wasn't as, and plus the acoustics at the Footprint were so much better than El Paso. I'm going to ignore the chat room whenever Rod puts anything because it's never funny. Just dumb. Ernie, what about Bert? Shut up.
You said you were ignoring it and you didn't.
I know I read it. Sorry. But Ghost was amazing. They really, really unbelievable show. Like the theatrics are unreal. The Faceless Ghouls know exactly how to be Faceless Ghouls and still be freaking hysterical, not being able to see their faces, just their body language and just awesome.
Blue Man Group doing
their
pantomime stuff.
Wearing fucking helmets and playing metal guitars he's got 2 keyboardists, a drummer, 2 backup singers, 2 guitar players, a bass player, and one of the backup singers plays guitar as well. Jeez. So the sound is huge. His voice, he sounds like when he talks, he sounds like Ahmed, the dead terrorist from Jeff Dunham, because he's from Sweden. So you go, did you like that? Like he just sounds funny as fuck.
Oh,
but
yeah. Because
the guy can fucking sing.
He sounds almost like a Muppet.
Yeah. So when he talks,
is that real?
Yeah.
Work.
But Ghost was amazing. And Hollywood Undead I saw last night and they were great. They just, for a boy band, they're a very good band. So
Hollywood Undead is a boy band.
they kind of are. Yeah, they kind of are. They rap, but they kind of dance the same way during song. We were at a show once.
I remember when their eponymous album came out, and the Undead.
Right,
It
and
had that kind of from out of nowhere.
yeah, it was Eminem meets rock. That's really what it felt like. Even one of the guys has a very similar voice to him. And
Kind
then
of
we were
reminded
at
me
Encore.
of Faith No More. When Faith No More came out, they had he was singing and kind of
And rapping and
rapping,
stuff,
but at least
right.
flowing. Non-melodically, I guess.
Yeah,
But we were like, it was like crossover for us in
it was like, oh
1990.
my god, this is new. This is exciting. But yeah, when we watched it, we went to see him at Encore once with the Butcher Babies, and all of a sudden I'm noticing they're dancing at the same way during the song, and I turned to Danny McFarlane. You remember Danny? And I
Yeah.
go, holy shit. He goes, what? I said, they're a fucking boy band. He goes, duh, you didn't know that? I'm like, no, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piss on your grave. I'm like, they're a boy band. Shit. And Papa Roach was a little annoying last night. I was kind of looking forward to seeing them, but in the 5 concerts, 12 bands, 6 nights, I was like, yeah, you know what? Fucking Papa Roach, you're annoying the fuck out of me. So we left a little bit early because thank God we did, because the Suns game was on too, and they let out at the same time. So
Oh,
my
yeah.
Lyft ride, which would have cost me $16, would have
Right.
cost me 47 3 minutes later. So that was a really good move. Very good move. So, but it was amazing. And Ghost was definitely the band. I'd never seen them before. Got to see them twice in 2 nights. So that was awesome. But
Were they one of the ones that you filmed?
oh yeah, I'm sure. I got
I think you got one group, like 3 different songs or 3 clips.
yeah, there's a ton. I mean, you're gonna have to go through that shit because
Yeah.
I wouldn't stop recording stuff, and I just kept sending it to Jeffrey. So
Well, it was fun. I'm glad you did. I mean, I felt like you were day one. You were just like, whatever, everything. From taking a piss to eating a
oh, that
burger
was
to.
outstanding. The toilet was outstanding. That made me laugh. I walked in the bathroom
I'm
and I was
playing
like,
it here. Hannah walked up behind me. Why, Father?
it's John. It's
Mm.
John. I walked in the bathroom. I'm like, there is piss everywhere, but in this toilet, this would be
Yeah.
outstanding.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
I
If you
think
had
that
to
was
take a
Metallica.
shit?
That was Metallica that night.
You had to
Oh
take
yeah,
an
I could
emergency
never
dump? That
imagine
would be
taking a
horrific.
shit in a place like that. God no.
It's just, ugh, I
Uh-uh.
don't understand why people can't point
No.
their wieners.
You know what?
into the
I
spot.
get the puddle in front. I get it. I totally get it. Right? When you're shaking it,
Right.
kind of goes all over the
It
place.
happens. That's just on purpose. That's just like, I'm an asshole. I want to ruin it in case somebody has to take a dump. I want them to shit their pants.
Right. Yeah, but it was also all over the floor. There was toilet paper everywhere. I was like, gotta love the quality of those Metallica fans.
Hey, women aren't any better. Women will
Oh no, they're
squat
worse.
over the
I wouldn't-
toilet and then shit
Fuck.
on the wall
Yeah.
because they don't want to get their butt on the toilet seat. They'll literally just shat on the wall. They're just in the most disgusting things in women's bathrooms.
Legitimately shat on the wall.
Horrific.
There
So
was
nasty.
shat all over the wall.
No, shatting, that's different. That's like,
Oh, I thought of you two. I had a pizza called, oh fuck, who is the sausage king of Chicago?
Abe Froman.
Abe Froman. I had a pizza called the Abe Froman. I was like, oh,
Nice.
then Jeff would love that. That's
You know
funny.
Abe
you say.
Froman, the sausage king of Chicago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had that at one of the breweries yesterday.
that's beautiful.
Holy shit, I ate pizza twice yesterday. Fuck, it's not as bad as going to White Castle twice. I did that last time I went up to Phoenix in
Oh,
one
what
day.
happened? What happened? You just blow it out for a week?
It's a good day after. Yeah, we went up on Tuesday, stopped at White Castle.
From
I
here to
ate-
White Castle. That's
Beastie Boys. Yeah, and ate 7 double cheeseburgers and blasted for at least a day solid.
Gotta explain it for people who don't know White Castle. What is it about it? And then tell me what 7 double cheeseburgers actually look like. That sounds like a lot.
It is a lot. So what makes White Castle is, and anybody down south, Crystal is very similar. There's also
Crystal
another
meth?
place that is similar, and I can't think of what it's called right now, but it's basically sliders. And being from the Northeast, it was prime drunk food. So you would, because it was open 24 hours a day, always in a very bad neighborhood, always.
It's like a Waffle House.
Oh, well, see, we didn't have Waffle Houses up north. We didn't have Waffle Houses. So you would drink with your buddies, and then the soberest person, if that's possible, would drive to White Castle, and you get these sliders. Well, I always like the double cheeseburger. So they're very thin meat with cheese. It's probably not really cheese on these
They're
little
very
buns.
thin. They're like,
Yeah, I think they're probably, the burger itself is probably about
the size of a McDonald's cheeseburger patty, except half the
yeah, and it
half
is
the
smothered in onions. And
mustard.
it's so greasy that when it gets into the bun, the bun soaks up some of that grease.
Mm.
And there's something so delicious and just wrong that it does to your body.
Decadent.
You know, there are some people that instantly, my dad used to call them belly bombers. You'd have a couple of them and instantly you'd have to go to the bathroom. I don't have that problem. I just get very gassy. Get a little gassy. A little gassy. So I had 7 double cheeseburgers.
How
I
much are
ordered 8. And Nicole ate the 8th one for me.
Oh, that was good of her. So you didn't feel like a pig.
No, you know, we got to that point. Oh, it was so good though. It's delicious. It's one in Scottsdale, right? And I think they lost their liquor license. So what was big about the Scottsdale one, at one point it was the largest White Castle in the world, and they served beer and wine. Well, their taps have been disconnected, so I do not think they still have their liquor license. They may have decided they weren't selling enough beer or whatever, you know, because you couldn't get it through the drive-through, and most people go through the drive-through for White Castle. And this one's in Scottsdale, which is a really nice area. It's definitely an odd thing because most of the ones in New York are in demilitarized zones. So, but food's really good. So, but anyway, so that's a White Castle slider.
Sounds amazing. I've never had one. I've never been to a White Castle directly. Is there, I don't know, last decade or 10 years, I was diagnosed with celiac. So as far as I could tell from what I remember buying the ones out of the freezer when they first made them, so you can get them out of the freezer and you know, wrap them up in a paper towel and microwave them.
Yeah.
I can picture what you're saying. I can't imagine that volume of live beef fat, rendered beef fat, and onion.
Oh,
It's gotta be amazing.
oh, so
It's gotta be
good.
phenomenal.
So good. But I got to witness, you know, people eating it and having to, like, so bad that it was like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Well, we're checking in a hotel. Don't you want to grab your stuff? No, I don't.
Hey,
Okay.
do you have an ounce of self-respect? No.
No.
Mhm.
So yeah, I get it. I'm gonna have to run to the bathroom. All right, I'll grab your shit. Well, no, not that shit, but I'll grab the stuff out of the car.
You're a funny guy.
But yeah, so
So,
it's a great experience. If you've never had it before, Crystal is not the same.
crystal meth.
No, that's definitely not the same. That's a different feeling.
Hmm.
Completely.
More energetic, I think.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell a ghost story?
Yeah. I'll send a link to Mama
I mean,
Fox. Because she
While you
wanted
do
to-
that, I'm going to put on a commercial.
All right, I'm gonna let a dog out of here. So the
Oh.
answer, that age-old question is gonna be answered right now. John, let the dog out.
Okay. Let's do this. This is a Shelf Help Show, news, traffic, weather. We're not doing news, traffic, or weather today. We're going to do ghost stories, apparently. It sounds fun. What do you think? I think so. So, Mama Fox is going to come on. Johnny's going to be RV, I'm sure. And then I am going to play 90-second spot about this show. Just not with John, apparently. Sorry, John.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
What the hell just happened? Either I had a stroke or that got put on slow-mo. I hope it was a stroke. Oh.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
There we
I'm
go.
ready.
Banana.
Emotional damage.
Guess who?
Who is this?
My name is Jeff.
Doing Steph.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance,
Get out! Get the fuck out!
You can't handle the truth.
Dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Hello?
Oh my God!
Hey,
I'm off the deep
you ever been in love?
You were in love.
I love you.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna do that shit again?
Really?
Really? Really? Really? Really? Really?
Welcome back.
Hi there.
Hi. Shelf Help Show. Now I'm closer to Dad Bod Biker Bird than I was before. So, ghost stories. For the record, just like out-of-body experiences, astral projection, I don't believe in any of that hocus pocus mumbo jumbo bullshit. But I've witnessed it. I've experienced it. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in giving power to the things that are dark.
God damn it, she can't get in. The fucking link.
Do you get a link to her or you want me to do it?
Yeah, send it to her because the one I sent to her, it's asking for a passcode.
So let's see here. Well, let me stop sharing. Stop sharing. There we go. Welcome back.
Hi there.
If you haven't checked out the website in a while, I've made some changes, made some upgrades. I'm not doing commercials on here anymore. Well, currently they play on Twitch. I was thinking about actually just stopping that altogether because all last year the show brought in $104. which is $1 less than how many people follow. We have 105 followers on Twitch. So I know I probably owe some people some royalty payments and whatnot.
What are you gonna do with your what are you gonna do with that all that money? I'm just asking for a friend. What are you
Just
gonna do
asking
with
for
all
a
that?
friend.
What are you
You
doing?
need a cut. You deserve a cut. You really do.
No, I don't want to cut. I just want to know what you're gonna do with it. I don't want
I
to
know,
know. Are you
I
gonna
know.
lather something all over yourself and let somebody eat it off? I'm just wondering what you're gonna do with it. That's all.
I'm going to declare it as income, and then I'm going to.
Or her cum. Is it income? His cum? Your cum?
Yeah. Then I'm
It's
going to declare
cum.
my income. I'm going to declare my losses, and my losses will definitely be much higher. And then that'll minimize my tax liability, or I'm going to get audited. I did buy this voice machine though, so
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? I don't know. I don't know. Is it worth it to you?
Johnny, knock it off. It's not funny.
all right. Mama Fox link is coming. It's your show, John. Go.
No, it is not my show.
No, it's
It
not
is-
mine.
No. Oh, it's yours.
This is a Shelf Help Show featuring
Oh, featuring.
the trans.
Well, you know how I like to feature all over yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
You sound Mr. Krabs.
So you have experienced ghosts.
I have.
You've seen ghosts,
I have.
but you don't believe in ghosts.
No,
Fair enough.
no. I've been
So
molested
that
by
whole
them.
seeing is believing thing shot right out the fucking window on that one.
Seeing is just a different. It's just one of your extra senses. It's one of your senses. So maybe think of First Encounters. Remember the movie from '78 was Close Encounters of a Third Kind, right? So if I remember, first kind is seeing, right?
Okay.
Second would be, or like seeing
Hearing?
the object. Second would be seeing the being. Third would be contact, right?
Oh, so hearing has nothing to do with it.
Well,
I was hoping she was smoking a joint there. That was just a cigarette. That was disappointing. I saw smoke coming up. It was like somebody's high. I look
had-
high, but
I had my buds in and they don't work on Zoom for some reason. So I'm like, why can't I hear? Duh.
hey, because the reason it doesn't work on Zoom is because Zoom is broken. It's not me.
No, it's not you. It's I do other things on Zoom and I've never been able to get them to work.
OnlyFans is on Zoom.
You funny man.
You have an OnlyFans link here.
No, I do not.
So
Why are you echoing, Jeffrey?
I put the blog on the front page and I changed some of the stuff around. I started figuring out how to monetize a website and market appropriately. And I spent $100 last week on marketing the site. But I marketed the curing depression without meds material. And the $100 brought in 450 people to the site. And first time around, only 5 converted. Well, 5 purchased. So I'm practicing. I'm figuring out how to do this without having to sell Amway to my friends. I don't need you guys to buy shit, and I don't even need friends who watch to buy shit. I don't want to make money off of you guys. You guys are the fun part. So, yeah, I just want to tell you that I started figuring some shit out. So if you guys want to make a lot of money, I will sell you a book for a one-time payment of $37.
with a low one-time payment.
And then you can learn how to do it too. Affiliate marketing, direct marketing. I had that eureka moment where I'm like, you know what? I've worked for companies that market very, very well. Great marketing companies. I never stopped just to think, why am I any different? I can do it for them. Why can't I do it for myself? I was just thinking, I don't have a product to sell. I kept thinking, like, how am I the product? I'm not the product. And then I remember all the lectures I give my kids and I've given people and I've trained them over time that the medium of entertainment never existed for the people who entertained you. It existed for the product that they were selling. That's why it was called the Colgate Comedy Hour. They were just, Colgate wanted to sell product. So I didn't know why I couldn't figure out how to monetize myself, because I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not monetizing myself. I'm monetizing products that I don't have to even have. I just have to be a reason why people might pay attention. And if not, then I'll just buy attention. I found out you can buy a lot of friends from anywhere around the world for $100.
Usually it's an 8-ball and a hooker costs a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Well, 8-ball is going to run you like $140 if it's decent. Hooker's going to be $200 just to show up and talk, and then you have to negotiate sex from there. So,
Well, I don't like to talk.
Depending on what part of town you pick them up from, you know.
That's true.
Oh, I mean, if they're toothless, you know, Jones and Hooker, then a little bit of crack, maybe some cat litter, and just tell her it's crack.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for giving me a shout out in your Facebook post for the shelf help page, though. Appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Becky had asked, she's like, is everything okay with Missy? I was like, oh, well, why? So, it just like popped up in my like peripheral, like that you mentioned her or something. Is she okay? Well, yeah, she's good. Why'd you mention her?
Because she's the only lunatic that stays on with us
like,
no matter what time.
She was genuinely she was genuinely concerned.
Oh, tell her thank you.
So then it didn't make sense. She's like, but why? I'm like, why you give me the fucking Spanish Inquisition, woman? You don't trust me? And she's like, no, you just never post stuff. Like, for you to come across my feed is putting something new. Every now and then you get excited about some Instagram videos and you make a couple, but you're never on there, so. Oh, okay, well. That was it at the end of most of my shows when you're asleep.
If you didn't see it, John, it's like he does. He said, and Missy, what is it that I say at the end of or that I always say?
Yeah. Missy, what is it that I always say?
Love each other and love yourself.
Love one another and love
one another. I always get it wrong. You'd think I would have it down pat by now.
I know. You become part of the tagline. It's forever. You know, like Tom Brokaw had a tagline. What was it?
The best
What's
line.
The frequency, Kenneth?
What's the frequency, Kenneth? Correct.
Yes. What's the frequency?
And
Kenneth?
if you watched Letterkenny, they bring that up almost every other episode.
Really?
He'll go, so what's the frequency, Kenneth? To say what's going on. And I love watching my daughter's head explodes. Like, what the hell is that from? I don't understand what that is. And I just look at her and go, it's an REM song. That's what I say. Oh, all right. No, it's not. It's
an REM song.
Well, it is, but yeah,
like 30 years of him. How did Tom Brokaw like step over this guy for ever? Like, wasn't he a homeless person?
I don't know. I know he just attacked him live on the air, screaming, "What's the frequency, Kenneth? What's the frequency, Kenneth? What's the frequency, Kenneth?"
Okay. Was that it?
Yeah.
And then on his way out, didn't he give the frequency?
I don't know.
His last show? I think he did. I think Brokaw, when he, like, all right, this is Tom Brokaw shining off. Kenneth, the frequency is.
Don't know if that happened. But the best ending to any show I saw is like, fine, we'll play one more song if you promise to go home and fuck someone or fuck yourself. It's great.
Nice.
I was like, fair enough. That's really good. I like that.
Way to sign off.
Yeah. It's like, all right, we play one more. It was the ghost band, so he sounds weird when he talks. Okay, so you like? They get you like? I'm like, oh my god, yes, they like. Stop it.
Yeah,
I
he's
hadn't heard
doing
him.
some-
I hadn't heard him talk, but when you talked about him, the band last week, I did look him up and actually knew a couple songs.
Oh,
I
do
was,
you?
oh, okay.
Yeah. So what a lot of people don't know is Volbeat very satanic.
Really?
They are satanic, and so is Ghost. And I was like, I'm like, I always wondered why on the back of my Volbeat shirt, the prince, there's a goat on there. I always like for a split second, I was like, no, not these guys. Lola Montez. I'm like, no, not these guys. And I'm like,
not these guys.
yes, they are. They are
Yes.
definitely. In one part, he was like, hey, I'm like father. I don't know what he called him, but the Christian thing just doesn't work for me, guys. It was like, I was like, wait a minute, what? Did I just miss something? Holy shit. So yeah, so that was interesting. Both satanic groups. I was like, all right, fine. And I our age, the three of us will remember, or probably you guys weren't into this kind of music, but there was somebody called King Diamond
Mm-hmm.
and Merciful Fate, and they were from Denmark, and the guy could sing like opera range. He's one of the few singers that could out Freddie Mercury.
Yes.
He could go low to
Lies.
high, like in full opera strength. So when I was a kid, I worked for a magazine back east called Good Times Magazine. It was like the Village Voice, but it was for Long Island. And they're
Big
like,
times.
King Diamond's going to do an in-store. I'm like, oh my God, I got to go fucking interview this guy. And they're like, you sell ads. What do you mean you're going to interview? I'm like, no, I'm going to go interview this guy. Okay, well, nobody else wants to do it. So sure, you can go do it. So I had all these questions, and I'm like, so this guy shows up and he is like 4'9". He is so freaking short. And I'm like, this is the evil Prince of Darkness.
No, wrong.
So he goes, I said to him, so talk to me about Satanism. Talk to me. I actually like, he's like, John, it's an act. It wouldn't be so bad if there wasn't just one volume.
I know. If it was lower, it would be
If
okay.
it was lower and underneath,
yeah,
it would be better.
you just can't hear anything.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're not. That shit-eating grin.
So it's now past Transplanted Devil's bedtime, and you guys enjoy the rest of your show.
Whatever.
Have a wonderful evening.
Whatever.
You know what it is whenever anybody else talks, he needs to play shit. He's like, look at me, no, I'm over here. Look at me.
My turn.
My turn. You guys didn't say anything about me in the last 2 seconds. You guys suck.
And then he goes off screen and pouts, so we can't.
You're
see
right.
him.
Now he's like, yeah, well, fuck you guys.
Yep,
I'm taking
exactly.
my ball and I'm going home.
Yep. I don't want to play no more.
Yeah, but anyway, so he goes, John, it's all an act. And I'm like, I can't print that. I can't print that. And he goes, what? I'm like, I can't do that. I'm 18 years old and I know fucking very well that I cannot print that it's all an act.
Right.
Can't do it. Not gonna do it. You know
Make
why?
some shit up.
I'm like, because there are people here, especially Long Island, are really into your music. And that will break a lot of hearts. And I am so not interested in doing that. So at 18 years old, I was kayfabe. I fucking kept it. The Prince of Darkness. The guy's like, so where's your interview? I'm like, the guy didn't show. I was like, he didn't show. Johnny was in the in-store. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was looking for a guy with face makeup and shit. He didn't go to the store with face makeup. Well, you guys didn't tell me that. So I didn't know, So, and he looks like a miniature Freddie Mercury. Like, I know Freddie Mercury wasn't a tall guy, but this guy's like 4'9". He's so tiny. Jeffrey, why did you leave us?
Hey, pouting. We're sorry.
What's his name?
King Diamond.
So you gotta keep the dream afloat. It's like
Oh, absolutely.
when any girl is like 7 or 8 years old, and whoever the dreamboat that she sees in, the after school special TV
Right.
shows, or they will never grow up and get a girlfriend ever, like, because you are their girlfriend until you're like 20 something and you get married yourself. Then you're like, oh well, I'm gonna kick him to the curb because I'm getting married now. But if you, like, I read in Tiger, the first time I read in, like, what was it, Tiger
Beat.
Beats, yeah,
Mhm.
that Johnny Depp was oh my god, like the world was coming to an end.
Was
I
that
swear to
Winona
God.
Ryder?
Yes. And you know
Uh-huh.
what? I hated that bitch until probably the last 10 years. I would be like, oh, that looks like a good movie. Nope, she's in it. I ain't watching it. Bitch took my man.
That's
Bitch took my
amazing.
Johnny. She took my Johnny.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That you were
That's
that
funny.
mad for that long.
Oh yeah. Mhm. Oh, I can hold a grudge.
Alyssa Milano, she was in my spank bank forever.
Oh.
Oh, mine too.
Sixth grade.
Oh. Yeah, I
Ugh.
was a Tiffany Amber Thiessen fella.
Oh, dirty.
Same date of birth. She's exactly my age. She's born on the same fucking day as me. And when I
You
was
guys-
a kid, I for some reason I thought I was older than her. So I'm like, God, I'm fucking dirty. I'm a dirty old man. And I was like, wait, she's exactly my age. So at none of those points in my life was I a peta. I was not a peta at all. Nice.
Not even for a day.
Nope. And then when I found out what's her face, the Topanga. Topanga's only like a couple of years younger than me. Oh, Topanga.
Really?
Uh-huh.
She's as old as us almost.
Let's see.
Oh wow, I thought she was a lot
Danielle
younger.
Fisher. Is that her name?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna put fucking Topanga because
Yeah, that'll come up. I thought she was a lot younger.
no, she's in her 40s.
Then damn, she looks good. I wish I looked that good.
Oh, she is so hot. Topango? No, Topanga.
All right, so let's tell some ghost stories. Who's got them?
Wait. Oh. Hold on. I'm looking at Danielle Fisher. I want to make sure I'm not fucking that big of a perv. I could be. She is so fucking hot. All right. She's 40. There was that moment.
Yeah.
There was that moment. Oops. Oops. All right. Jeffrey.
All right, somebody scared the shit out of me. Let's get it over with.
No, I thought you had a story to tell. That you were
Not
very
a ghost story.
What story did you have to tell?
Oh, when we talked stuff in the past.
She confused the shit out of me. So we were talking. All right. Do you have an alien ghost?
I mean, I have a ghost experience.
What the fuck is the difference?
Well, I don't know.
She's like, I was watching the movie Ghost.
No, Ghost is the stupidest movie on this fucking planet.
And
I'm sorry.
done.
I hate that movie.
I think Saturday the 14th may be dumber than that
Oh, that's
movie.
pretty dumb. Was it Jamie Lee Curtis?
Huh?
Was Jamie Lee Curtis in that one?
No, Saturday the 14th. No. Who the hell was in that? I'm trying to remember the guy who's the lead, and it was like an old 70s. Like she would always wear, like, I think she was in like the Swamp Thing, and hold on, let's see who I'm talking
Sure,
about.
it's not Jamie Lee Curtis.
No,
I'm
Jamie
feeling
Lee
like
Curtis
Jamie.
is not in Saturday the 14th.
No.
Film series. Wait a minute, there was more than one? I don't think so.
I never even heard of it. So
Should have put this on a different screen. Jeffrey Tambor's in that too, which is funny. Paulina. Okay, no, so it wasn't who I thought it was. But anyway, Paula Prentice, Prentiss. is the wife in it. She was hot in the movie. And Richard Benjamin, who's in a million things, played the father in it. I want to say there were like other people that showed up that were pretty famous. Oh, Ray Walston, the guy from Cocoon, the old guy from Cocoon. Stacy Keach is in it. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that played just short characters. It was about a family that moved into a house and there was like a curse or something, but it was all spoofy. It was totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that chick who was there, she was hot back in the day. Born in 38. Okay. She's 84. She's still alive. All right. So when we're talking about ghost stories, we mean ghost experiences. So you have to tell your experience.
Okay.
All right. You want to set the mood? Is there any music that we have to play for this, Jeffrey?
No. Oh.
Oh, well, I was trying this whole fucking last 2 hours to get this thing that I paid like $50 for to work appropriately. I couldn't figure that fucking shit out. So
Yeah, I can't talk over it.
let me while you can start. I'll find something on the YouTubes or the Spotify because I can adjust the volume on that.
Okay.
Oh, I just figured out how I could have done that the whole time. When you pick up your volume level on the computer, it gives you whatever is plugged in. I could have just turned voice mod halfway down. Yeah, stupid. This is the very last thing I thought of. I was adjusting it on Zoom. I was adjusting it on Restream. I was adjusting it on its own box. Yeah, that didn't work. Now just how about where it actually, yeah. I'm smart. I have a degree in audio telecommunications. I just redid my resume, so I was able to prove how much I should know how to fucking do that. I'm really
According to
smart.
all the things I wrote, I am very smart.
I'm very technologically astute, except for when it comes to shit on the show.
It's like your brain turns off.
You shouldn't have to be your own producer, you know.
Well, fucking hire a Jamie. That's what you could do with that $104.
I'm trying to hire my kids. I figure if I get enough friends to play along with me, someone eventually will be, hey, would you like me to run it for you? I can learn how. No one ever does. Because then they insist on me buying them on like $500 worth of studio equipment. And I'm like, it's not necessary. This is all a waste. People do this shit with just their cell phone and it works flawlessly because it's only one component.
Wait a minute. So I didn't have to buy this microphone?
No, you did. You had no choice.
So I run webinars at work and they all stare at me like I got the microphone going. Why do you have a microphone? Do you do podcasts? Maybe. Why? I said, do I sound good? Oh no, you sound really good. It actually, even when you get close, it doesn't peak. And I'm like, then shut the fuck up. Well, it just looks weird. Nobody else has a fucking boom mic in their face. Like, shut up.
Well, dipshit, if you knew this isn't a boom mic,
well,
this is
like
a cardioid
boom.
XLR.
It looks like a boom mic.
No, it's on an arm.
Oh, it's an arm mic.
A boom? No, it's just
I know what a boom mic is. I'm joking. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna suck when I don't get your jokes. Take you serious.
Now if you lifted it over your head like this, you can be like, now it's a boom mic.
Oh.
Now it's a lavalier.
All right, so I'm saying it's fine. That's a boom mic now.
Hit yourself in the forehead.
Yeah, it doesn't even make noise when it moves. It's a lovely arm. It was a good recommendation, Jeffrey. It was.
Good $40, right?
Yeah. $35.99. Free shipping on Amazon Prime. Go to the link on our shelf help. Do you have a link for that?
Flavorful primetime cigar. What?
Huh? What? Do you have an Amazon link? Remember those days where you can make money on that if they go through?
Yeah, you still can. Dad bought 02-20.
Oh, there you go. Well, now you know.
It's not an Amazon wide affiliate account. It has to be specific to stuff that you want.
Oh.
So it's a pain in the ass. So I don't have the time to go on Amazon and try and find things that people want to buy and then be like, hey, buy it. I try to get people to buy a paddle and a dildo because my mother, and I couldn't get them to do that. So you're not going to buy a paddle and a dildo for a 72-year-old woman, then you're corrupt. I'm just saying.
Or
Mark
you
never
locked-
came through.
No.
No, damn.
What was
Jesus.
that?
That was my door opening and closing.
Yeah, so I saw that behind you, dude. Can I just tell you that I did see that?
That was very uncomfortable.
Okay, so you may want to go check
We
that
were
out,
just talking out.
dude, because I saw it open and close.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I absolutely saw it open and close. Now I got fucking goosebumps. Jesus Christ. Well, go and lock the door at least, kid. Jesus. Yeah, I saw it open and close. Absolutely, I did. He's going to come back with like a mask on or something like that.
It's weird when I'm on the computer, I can like rewind it 10 seconds or 20 seconds, but on my phone, I only have it on my phone. So for the chat, it looks like my phone's the only one in chat, but just in case.
Oh God, he should act like somebody just grabbed him.
I would have.
Why is he just standing? Hello.
Hello. That is the last thing you do.
Don't say you'll be right back. That's against the rules. Yeah, the door definitely opened. I absolutely saw it open and close.
I wasn't looking, but I saw movement out of my peripheral. So I know something moved. I just didn't. I wasn't looking directly at it.
Welcome to
See,
Ghost Stories.
This is what he gets for saying he's had experiences, but he doesn't believe.
That's
This
true.
is what he gets.
That was
That
really
ghost
weird.
that touched his toe for 2 years is like, bitch, I'm back.
Right. It's like, did you finally cut that big toe? Because that was sharp. So that was freaky because I saw it open and close. I absolutely did.
I heard whatever. There was like a jingle or something.
Like a clang or a jingling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you lock it, dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now he's gonna stress eat.
Well, if you're gonna stress eat, an orange is a good thing to stress eat. That's very good. Even though the acid in your stomach probably right now is pretty.
Suddenly, I
frickin-
don't like living by myself with both my dog and my cat dead. Because you can blame a lot of things on noises that your animals make.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now you had them forever and ever. Now I just have rats. I have 3 rats. They don't
That's a
make enough
song
noise.
by Ghost, by the way. Rats. It's a pretty good song. It's actually.
Although I just opened the top of Frisbee's cage and she's up on a shoe, like a shoe rack kind of thing, a 2-tiered shoe rack. And then she's got a tall bird cage. She's recently been able to figure out how to get off the whole thing. And she's not satisfied with just hanging out on top. She hung out on top for an entire year. And around the table. And she'll build a nest with like a shirt.
Is
to give
that
her.
one of the rats?
Frisbee, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that one was Frisbee. I knew Timmy.
Miss Frisbee, she's a gray one. She's the one we've had for a year.
Oh, all right.
We got her after Templeton died. Templeton was a black and white like these guys. He was related. We only had him for a few months. These guys are getting huge.
Can we go back to why your door opened and closed?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'll have to go turn the tape back later and figure out.
Yeah, you're gonna need to see that shit because
What the
if
fuck
there's like
happened?
a specter or a spook.
Stop. I don't want to tell my ghost story now.
And I thought I was the one gonna get scared.
I have to sleep here by myself. This is not cool.
All right, so I think we've set the mood now for everybody
fucking
watching.
set
it.
the mood.
Hold on. Let me turn.
That's uncomfortable.
Hold on.
The rat. Now that the rat jumps down, since I have the boys over here, chuck them over and walk across my foot and scare the fuck out of me.
Pull on your big toe.
Let's tell ghost stories, Jeff.
She's lucky I haven't stepped on her yet. Hey boys, want some orange? Come here.
They're big.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
That's
Wait a minute. I don't think she's supposed to say they're big.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
Yeah. That's because I punched one of them and it grew the size of a grapefruit. And then the other one was like, yeah, bitch, I can do it too.
Oh, see, I just went with the simple explanation of there was two. Sorry.
Oh, that's fair.
You know.
All right. So we're going to keep an eye out behind you and make sure everything's okay.
Yep.
So if I were you, I would have went with a banana so that way you could have thrown the peel.
But if it's a specter, they probably aren't going to walk on the floor.
Yeah,
fucking chills.
Dude, you should, because I was like, and I was like,
and I felt the pressure change in the house. It goes, pop. It's not windy out.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it windy and the door wasn't quite shut and it popped?
It could have been the door, could have been not quite shut.
My bedroom door will do that if
yeah,
my
I think
window's
we should
open.
go with that, Jeff. I think that's exactly what it was. It just wasn't closed tight, and the changing pressure in the desert air made the door open and then close. Yeah, so that makes sense to me.
Is it windy over by your side of town?
No.
Fuck.
It's windy here. I'll blow it your direction.
Yeah, 400 miles away.
Yeah, so I blame air currents when things open, but when they open and close, I tend not to blame air currents on that.
Oh, my bedroom door will like it's not clicked all the way, but it's mostly closed. It'll pop open and then slam shut.
Right.
When my window's open.
This has nothing to do with air pressure.
Build birdhouses, build a website. Bluehost makes it easy to create a fly WordPress website or.
So I think we should go with your ghost experience there. We've set the table.
Yeah, sounds great.
Ooh.
You.
Mine. Okay. Well, I got to preface. It starts out sad. Okay. I'll just. It starts out sad.
Well, it makes sense every time Jeff mentions dead animals, so it makes sense. Go for it.
People die. That's how you have ghosts.
Yeah. So when I was younger, I was engaged to Nick. Didn't get married to him. Moved on. Moved to Arizona. What?
Because he died.
Not yet.
Jeffrey.
I ruined the movies.
Was married, had a son, but me and Nick had become really great friends over the phone. He was in Oregon, I was in Arizona. Unfortunately, he was very suicidal, so 3 or 4 nights a week I'd get a phone call at 2:30 a.m. because of course he just got out of the bar and I had to talk him down. That was my life for 2 years.
Oof.
And one morning it was, and I'll never forget, it's 2:36. I got a phone call, and of course my brain goes, it's Nick. But I worked with a girl named Carrie, and her husband was named Sean. And I answer the phone and I said, Missy, it's Sean. It's a little too loud. I said, Missy, he said, Missy, it's Sean. And I said, what's wrong with Carrie? He says, what? No, it's Sean. I said, what's wrong with the kids? Because I had little kids. It was Missy, wake up, wake up. It's Sean in Oregon. And my head, I woke up all the way and I was like, oh shit. Okay, wait, what's wrong? Nick was gone and he shot himself. And I was like, okay, so I'm of course like stunned. I go and I tell my husband, I wake him up and I tell him, and I go to sit on the couch. And for the next 4 hours, I watched my Nicholas pace back and forth in my living room in front of my couch. Full apparition. And he kept looking at me like he wanted to say something, but he couldn't, couldn't communicate. And I have the blanket up and my knees are pulled up. And I mean, I am so shell shocked because, well, 1, I just found out he's gone. And 2, he's right there. And for 4 hours, this is what I did not sleep a bit. I just literally watched him walk, and just try to plead with me. And I freak the fuck out.
How did it end?
When my husband at the time went to get up and I could hear him getting up, and I could hear my son starting to wake up, he looked at me and just gave me this pleading look like, please understand me. And I said, you're sorry, huh? And he just shook his head and then he was gone.
Stop.
Just gone. No, I swear to God. I'm not exaggerating, you guys. I swear to God. This is 22 years and next month's his anniversary of 22 years. I just looked at him and I almost came, it wasn't like peaceful because I was still mad, but it was like this knowledge. And I just looked at him and I said, you're sorry, huh? And he just went, like, his eyes got big and he was like, yes. And then he was just gone.
And you could see head to toe.
Yep. Everything.
Any noise at all?
Nope, no noise. Completely silent. And no indentions in the carpet where he walked or anything. He stopped. Sometimes he would like lean on the counter behind him because we had like a bar that went through the kitchen area, and he would like lean on it. But there was like, sometimes when somebody touch countertops, you can see afterwards. There was nothing. And the crazy thing is, so it took me 20 years to deal with it because I had a life. I had a kid, it was like one, and I had shit to do. So I just stayed mad at him. But I've dealt with it in the last couple of years, and now I have a understanding of him.
Is there a peace?
Yeah, and I'm not angry anymore, and there is a peace. But we had this thing, and so it's a little bit off the ghost story, but I had a psychic reading a while back. I had never had one before. And Nick always used to tell me, you have selective hearing when it comes to me. And I tell him, you know what? Fuck off, dude. Like, we fought a lot, hence didn't get married. The psychic, she's going along and I'm thinking, okay, it's kind of generalized. I get it. It could, it couldn't. And she went, he says you have selective hearing with him. And I went, holy fuck. I was like, I have that on a recording too because I recorded it, and I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, that right there, just like, I even got goosebumps right now. But I was just like, yeah, definitely, he was there with me. He was there.
Oh, dude.
And for 22 years now, anytime, and I do this throughout the whole day, and I never plan it. I'll look at a clock and it'll be like 2:22.
Right.
He had a nickname for me. And he went to say babe and then some other word and they like combined, and he used to call me Babos. So I'll just say, when I see the clock say like 1:23 or 2:22 or 5:55 or whatever, right, I'll be like, hey Babos. I just kind of throw it out there like, hey Babos. And I always get this calm feeling like right on my shoulders, like almost like cool. He's just like right there.
That's
I'm like,
cool.
oh. So, it starts out as a bad experience, but it ended up, 22 years later, it was a really good experience.
Yeah, that's full apparition pacing for 4 hours. That's
Did you tell your husband?
Huh?
Did you tell your husband he was there?
Oh yeah. When he walked out, he could tell. He was like, what is wrong? Because he knew what was wrong, but still, I was like, it just happened. The right. Whole, like, he disappeared, and I was like, did you just see him? He didn't see him, but like, fuck. Yeah, I told him what happened. He's like a non-believer. He was right. Like, oh, okay. Like, yeah. But
I'm also a non-believer. I don't believe in that shit. I've seen weird stuff, but
And I would just open your door there, tough guy. Since you're a non-believer. That's a great freaking story.
Oh.
Yeah, and then to have it 22 years later,
that's freaking
tie-in of that very specific word that nobody says you have selective hearing, like in a psychic reading,
Right.
Yeah, he's telling me you always had selective hearing when it came
That's
to
something
him.
my mother would say to me.
That's fucking outstanding.
Yeah.
That's if they're, unless I'm a little bit of a cynic when it comes to like those kinds of people, but unless somebody contacted her beforehand, I
wasn't planning on doing it.
Right.
And I was out of town, so nobody. I was a long ways away, so it wasn't like, oh hey, this is where we're gonna be. Someone call ahead. We just stumbled into the place.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
That is really good. I I believe that there are people who are tuned in to other things. You know, I sorry. I think the boys have all hit puberty in a big way, and I think she is she's been nesting, so I think she wants to get fucked.
Mm.
I only got to let her in there for like 30 seconds, and she's gonna get just railed, and then we'll have puppies. But I don't really want rat puppies. I've had them. But those boys are like, yeah, let me at her, let me at her, let me at her. And she's like, hi, little whore. I'm just sad that I have to keep her locked in her cage after a year. They have another cage down here, and they have the Habitrail thing. So she keeps pacing in the window right here, and they keep following her. You little harlot.
They'll probably fight over her too.
Don't lick my fork. Come here. Come here. Come here.
She's only shaking what God gave her.
That's it.
You do
God, I
totally
really-
look stoned.
I do, don't I? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
God, you really what?
I really want that door to fucking open again so bad. I know that's a horrible
I want
thing.
the star to start like flipping out. It's hanging off his fan.
And all
I
of a
want
sudden
it
the
to like
fan
go
stops.
crazy.
The fan stops.
You're close enough. One of these nights you're gonna have to sneak in and set
I
all the
know.
like remote shit, and then we'll have another night like this.
So Jeff can't be with us. He's had a heart attack because John scared the shit out of him. But hi guys.
Oops.
Hold on. These are all the buttons he plays with. Let me play with these. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Oh,
Oh, that's good. That is a good story. That's an excellent story.
thank
That
you.
is a really good story. So, Jeffrey, do you want to go next?
Kind of.
Kind of. You want to go next? I don't think that was one of the options. It's either yes or no, not kinda.
Oh,
There is no in between.
There is no try. There is only do. Yeah, I do look stoned, right? But I've had 60 milligrams of THC in the last 4 days, but none since last night.
Hey.
So, and I don't feel at all. But
you got the permanent stone
that's
face.
it. It's like, dude, this is
I'm
like,
the opposite. I started phentermine today, so I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, what's going on? What are we doing? What?
That's a
You're
date
like,
rape
Mama
drug, right?
Fox, huh? What?
That's a date rape drug.
You're like, Mama Fox will send you a code. I'm like, where's the code? Where's the code? Where's the code?
Yeah, it's remember fen. They phentermine and phenyl. Well, they had to stop one of the fens because it gave people
Fen-phen.
like heart valve problems. But yes,
Fen-phen, yeah.
she's on legal speed. She's on meth. So it's
Pretty
good time.
much. It only stays in my system for 6 hours, so it's dropping off now.
Yeah, just like
but
meth. Yeah,
pretty much, yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
It's an appetite suppressant.
Yeah, just like meth. Yeah. Nothing
Because I
wrong
was
with meth.
losing weight, and then I started
Good
taking
job.
lithium, and I stopped losing weight. So I need a
Yeah,
push.
kickstart that. Yeah, I
Yep.
get it. I'm not judging. I think meth is great. I don't know why people
I
think
just
meth is
eat-
bad.
I just eat edibles and drink IPAs. Sorry.
I don't know how you're not heavier.
Oh, dude, I'm this because I don't eat. The only reason I am the weight I am right now is because I
Beer?
don't eat. I don't eat a lot. But I drink unbelievably high calorie IPAs. So
Yeah.
yes. And,
This thing,
and
go ahead.
no, I was just saying, and I don't move around a lot. I stood up for 3 hours yesterday in flip flops. I wanted to kill everyone. I was like, this was the wrong decision. Flip flops,
Yeah,
not
flash
good.
Good, yeah.
No,
Nope.
I was in
Doesn't-
sneakers for like Metallica and Billy Joel. I don't think I stood up once. Oh yeah, I did, because we had like there were two couples sitting next to us, and the chicks fucking were like, they took their husbands and put them next to each other because they were just not doing. These two chicks stood up. They're my age. They're dancing and singing the entire time. So I was like, I think I'm gonna dance and sing now. I think I've decided. I've made that decision. But Billy Joel, rock and roll. That was good.
Which of his songs did people most sing along to other than Piano Man and We Didn't Start the Fire.
So he hates that song. Like, it's well documented. He
Piano Man?
fucking hates it. Billy Joel hates it.
He hates Piano Man.
No,
We didn't start.
we
the
didn't
fire.
start the fire.
Why did he write it?
Don't know, but I don't think he thought it was going to be the hit that it became.
It's like the
Yeah,
most upbeat, like,
But
pop
it's such a
song.
convoluted song. It's like if you
Yeah, I mean, it's
just
like
words strung together.
yeah,
It's all about pop culture and events.
right,
If it had happened, came out at any other time though, it wouldn't have hit like it hit.
right.
It,
I would
it
agree.
came out at a time
It came
where
out in like 1990, which was perfect.
Yeah.
exactly that's what our
Yeah.
fucked up brains were doing at the time.
Mhm.
So Piano Man, basically the entire crowd sung the entire song, which
Yeah.
was crazy. I mean, that's a cool vibe, right? I mean, word for word,
John at the bar is a friend of mine.
I'm trying to
Gives
think
me
of
my drinks for
which
free.
one I think got a surprise. I think it was the entertainer. I'm the entertainer. I'm here to sing my song. You know that one, and
Yep.
and he was funny. He's like, so, and I was saying earlier, I don't know if you heard, he was introducing every song. He was like, and this one wasn't a hit either, and this is about the first ex-wife. Like, it was like,
shit.
because when he started, like, he was fumbling his words, but he was doing it on purpose. Like, he was making fun of how old he is. And then he took the spray. He goes, yeah, I saw Madonna use this throat spray thing. I don't think it worked for her. Hold on, let's like a virgin. Nah, doesn't work. All right. But I mean, he was very funny. For 72, he was on the ball, dude. And but yeah, but I'm the entertainer, I think, was, I mean, Italian Restaurant was huge. You know, that
Anthony's
was
song.
yeah.
You do, and then you do My Life.
Yes. He did
So-
every upbeat, which I was shocked, right? Especially with what's going on in the Ukraine. I figured he would do he has a Russian song that he does.
Yeah.
Didn't do that.
Good Night from Leningrad.
That's the song. Yeah, he didn't do it though. And the only not like he did one song in the beginning that was kind of lovey-dovey and slow. And he did one of his operas. He had a guy sing one of his operas, which
Mhm.
was only like a couple minutes, which was amazing. But he did every upbeat song you can think of. Like, it was every hit, even though he kept saying they weren't hits. So Jeffrey, do you want to talk about ghost stories?
That dude is remarkable.
Oh,
he had
yeah.
the flu when he and Elton John were on tour in '95, and I was an Elton John fan, and I was a Billy Joel fan, both. I was probably, this was before he rebounded in '97 with "Goodbye England's Rose" and sold the most fucking singles ever. So he had a resurgence then. But I went in probably more on Elton's side, and then Elton was boring as fuck. I mean, he was fine, but I've seen him more entertaining in smaller settings. I've just seen more entertaining like anywhere. Honestly, I was disappointed. He wasn't witty. He was just going through the motions. Billy Joel came out. He had the flu, and you could tell he had the flu, and he had 9 different cups of fluids on his piano, and he was like, in between, he was hoarse. He was having a hard time. He's like, I was going to cancel, but I wouldn't do that to you guys, you know. And this was at Jack Murphy Stadium, so it was a big show, big fucking show. And man, he fucking killed it. And in between, he was like coughing and hacking and like dying. And then he hit the different. All right, let's do another one. And then he'd do Elton song, and they do another one of Elton song, and another one of Elton song, just to fucking fuck with him. And it was great. It was phenomenal. I was like, that guy is an entertainer.
You know what, too? He's so brilliant that the songs he would do early were preparing his voice for the later songs as he went.
Oh yeah.
He sounded so good. And you go, wow, you know, how much auto tune or none. didn't use because they did for the longest time a cappella.
Mm,
And I'm just sitting there going,
that's
he's
amazing.
72 years old. And
Wow.
listen, I've seen Def Leppard every other year in my life.
Yeah.
Okay. Joe Elliott cannot hit the notes for Photograph. And he's probably, I don't know, 15 years younger than
Yeah.
Billy Joel. And Billy Joel can hit those fucking notes. And you sit there and you're just like amazed. Just absolutely. He did say something funny. He goes, if you're looking for any special effects, the piano goes this way and the piano goes this way. And that's it. He goes, I had to come home with some money. I'm just saying. He was very witty, very, very witty, and just very relaxed. Like it was such a chill vibe that I was in a Hawaiian shirt, the only motherfucker in a Hawaiian shirt. I was one of the youngest people at that show, and I was the only person in a Hawaiian shirt. It was a really nice Hawaiian shirt too. Oh, we got upgraded. Missy didn't hear this.
Mm.
So we originally had section 407 in a football stadium. So heaven. We got there. The vibe was not as many people as Metallica. And I'm like, sweet. And I went with my boss from Truly. And he goes, why are you saying sweet? I said, you just wait. You wait. We go up to our section. There's nobody up there except a lady that works for the stadium. And I go, upgrades? She goes, yes. And I'm like, sweet. I'm like, all right, 408. If we get like 310 or 220, that'd be awesome. I go, where? She goes, 108. I go,
wow.
Fuck, those are $265 tickets. I'm like, sweet. So we got to go downstairs. The floor for Metallica, by the way, was $450.
Holy shit.
And there were like 12,000 people on the floor in that football stadium.
That's amazing.
Well, they used to do in the round because general admission tickets were the cheapest. Now they don't fucking do that. They'll sacrifice the tickets behind the stage so you can get more on the floor, because floor is where the money is. I mean, not back in the day. Back in the day, you as soon as the doors opened, you rushed in. It was general admission. Those were the cheap tickets. Not anymore. It's insane. So Jeffrey, especially with that ghost behind you, can you start it?
You think he's trying to stall or get out of this?
Do you want me to go? Because I could go. Oh God.
By Billy Joel, released in 1973. It is considered his signature song, aka his best song.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Regular crowd shuffles in.
Doesn't look like him.
But what exactly is the song about? Welcome to Behind the Lyrics.
He was never a good-looking dude,
Never.
and he banged one of the hottest women to ever have lived on this
Playing
planet.
at a bar for regular drinkers there who suffer from regret, unfulfillment,
In
and
between albums.
loneliness. It's actually based off Joel's real-life experience as a pianist at Executive Room Bar in Los Angeles, and the people mentioned in the song are based off real people who drank there. Joel had moved from New York to LA to record his first album, Cold Spring Harbor, which was marred by a mastering error by the album's producers at Family Productions, the first label that signed Joel. After this bad experience, Joel wanted to leave his contract with Family Productions for Columbia Records, but the contract that he had signed made this very difficult. So Joel and his wife moved to LA while his lawyers fought out a legal battle with Family Productions. While playing at the bar, Joel went by the name Bill Martin. Now that we have the background behind the song, let's get in depth with the lyrics.
There's an old man sitting next to me,
Making love to his tonic and gin.
Son, can you play me a memory?
I'm gonna get a copyright strike.
But I said it is sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes.
was a younger man
The old
there.
man seems to have regrets about something that happened along in his life, and he longs for the days of his youth. It's been so long since he felt the way the song he asked for did back then that he's almost...
All right. I'm just avoiding. I'm going to tell my story.
I was gonna say I'll go first if you don't want.
Yes, you are.
No, because otherwise I tell mine last and I have to go to bed in the dark by myself anyways. And this is like at least gives me a chance to be accosted on air. All right then. So we'll do speaker view. So I moved to Tucson April Fool's Day 2004. Joke is on me. And I transferred out here with the insurance company that I worked for. I'd been there for 5 years. McDonald's. And saw an opportunity to move to a place where I could afford to raise my new son and my wife. So we had an opportunity to go to Buffalo, New York, passed, had the opportunity to go to Florida, passed, Virginia Beach, shouldn't have passed, but we passed. And then Tucson came up. The wifey thought, well, it's close enough to mom. We could drive. I can drive back when I want to. We won't be too far away from family, and that's important. But the fact that I had my child support for my oldest had jumped up to $10,000 per year. And I had a new son and a wife. I'm like, can I get a discount? I got another kid. And they're like, you have another kid? Yeah. How old? 2 months at the time. Yeah. Give him $25 off. Thanks, Judge. Thanks.
I wish I had your judge. Shit. Sorry.
Yeah. So anyways, it's all good. Beautiful Kelsey's 29. She's engaged to be married to a handsome young man who treats her well. So
nice.
Good things happen. So we move here and we get an apartment on Speedway Boulevard across the street from the office where I worked. 7,000 block East Speedway. It was called the Ashton Meadows.
The Ashton Meadows.
Everybody else who transferred out here stayed at the Retreat, which apparently was like already furnished. It was nicer. It cost $100 more a month. Me, a bargain shopper. I brought Bucky's wife with me because Bucky was transferring here at the same time. We made the decision completely independent of each other, which was crazy. Even including different departments at the same company. Had no idea. I called him to tell him I'm leaving California. He goes, me too. So I'm going to Tucson. He goes, me too. So I'm going like the last week of March, first week of April. He goes, me too. What the fuck? Okay, cool. Bring your best buddies with you, right? So we move out here and I'm like, we get this Ashton, we got a meadow apartment and we both families, Nelson's and we did. They had a kid. We had our kid. Hunter was about a year and a half. So I remember the day we moved into the apartments, when we were here on a Saturday, like a month before, we put our deposit down. Everything was nice, daytime, birds chirping, clubhouse, swimming pool. What I found out later was the crackheads are still asleep at that time of day, and they come out at night, as do other things. So we get to our apartment, and immediately there's this very ominous, dark, kind of cold feeling about this apartment. It's very strange. You walk in the front door, and you walk into the living room, and the kitchen is right there. Kitchen is like living room, kitchen in one spot. And then there's a hallway. I would say long hallway, but it's the length of the rest of the apartment. It's a kind of a snug hallway. There's no light. It's something I don't know why I didn't pick up on this before. The only window in that whole area is a sliding glass door, and then there's like a little porch that's fenced in, and then the fenced in porch is like 7 feet tall. The wood goes up 7 feet. That's above my head. And then you have the balcony up above, which therefore then blocks out any sun coming from above. And then you're in these I think there's 8 units per building, and they look like giant barns almost, and they're just tall enough with the weirdest roof that they block any sideways light coming in too. So again, so it's very weird. Like it's very dark. Like there's no And going down the hallway, you go down the hallway, there's a bathroom halfway down on the right, and then there's, guest room, I guess, or kids room, and then at the end is the other room. This is not like, I don't think there was might have been a bathroom in that room. Maybe there was 2 baths. I don't recall. I didn't live there that long. So it's very claustrophobic, because then going down that hallway, you got the bathroom on the right. That leads to the other apartments. So the kitchen, no windows, bathroom, no window. So left side, hallways, obviously no windows in the middle. Left side, you got bedroom, and there's a window that's right next to the balcony and everything else. So you're not getting much reprieve there. And there's another one in the master bedroom. There's 3 areas for light in the whole fucking place, and they're all shaded and weird. So it's got kind of like that cold, weird feeling. I'm intellectualizing it as we're going in, and I recall like we're taking loads into the house. At least doesn't want to be in there by herself. She's like following me, and I'm like, just grab a box and like hustle. She's like, yeah, no, I'll help you. And she's stuck with me the whole time. And I could feel like if I feel uncomfortable, I guarantee that woman felt uncomfortable. Okay, she's a lightning rod for doors opening and closing. Okay, she's a lightning rod for shit flying across the room. Mom took her to Mexico to have an exorcism done on her more than once, because they don't do exorcism in the US. So growing up, she attracted weird things to the point where family members would have to send her away. It's a true story. I'm like, I can't believe I married this. I don't believe in this shit. I travel on the astral.
Is it just me, or by the flag did it get darker over in that corner?
Oh, you're a fucking asshole. I can see. It's like a rearview mirror looking at it. Such a prick.
It looks darker to me, dude, in that corner now than it did before.
You're a fucking asshole. It does look darker.
I'm not lying. And every once in a while, between that corner, oh, you're such a pussy. You're such a pussy.
Alexa, let there be light.
I'm just setting the mood, buddy.
Lights blue.
You should do lights red.
Alexa, turn all the lights blue. So it's really making me uncomfortable. I'm a grown ass man, John. I'm a grown ass man. Tell ghost stories in the dark.
Dude, the door opened and closed. You have every right to fucking be creeped out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It was a crackhead. All right. It was a crackhead. Was that better?
No.
Okay. Then it was somebody looking for your kidneys.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, if I get dragged across the ground,
I'm gonna get a notification at 2:45 that Jeff's online.
Jeff's on live.
And I'm gonna look and just be like, I don't know who's out there, but someone please come talk to me.
Help me.
Suddenly, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just noticed it was looking darker over there.
Shut the fuck up. I got goosebumps. Suddenly Shelf Help Show gets 10,000 followers immediately, but I'm dead. It's over. That was it. We want more. We want more.
That's $107. All right, I'm sorry. I'll stop talking and interrupting you, because it's a horrible feeling when people do that.
Liar, pencil fire.
John at the bar was a friend of mine. Once.
Concentrate, Jeffrey. Concentrate.
All right. I was concentrating. Don't act like me. It's
Okay,
not good for continuity.
This apartment has 3 windows.
3 windows, dark. Oh yeah. So Lisa's taking close to me. Oh yeah. So Lisa's, yeah. We had figured out in our early on in our relationship that she had a lot of experiences and things happen that wasn't like wasn't as like vague as my night terrors were in the beginning, where it was like this thing I didn't know, and then eventually it became clear when I learned, how to go check out the other darkness in between. And this gives me goosebumps. I don't like it.
Don't worry,
Okay.
I'm watching.
When you come on the screen, I light up like because you're wearing orange. It looks like I'm standing in front of a fire.
Yep.
You come in, and it's all.
Sorry.
Dick. I'm gonna be chain smoking these fuckers tonight. So, dark weird feeling. We get moved in, and neither one of us could kind of settle in. We both felt like something was up. Lisa was a very big proponent that you don't speak of the things that may be, because then you might encourage it to exist more, right? So I knew I was on thin ice, with that sort of topic. So we're trying to sit on the couch and watch TV, and it's just nothing felt good in that place. Like just the position of the couch, the wall. Suddenly you realize like there's no real wall for the TV. I didn't realize there's a door here, and then there's a sliding glass door here. Where the fuck do people put their TV? Like everything just didn't fit all of a sudden, and it was really weird. I'm like, how did we miss this? We looked at a furnished apartment. The TV was somewhere, I'm sure. I don't know. I just put it in the middle of the room, I guess. Like just nothing fit, and it just felt weird. And to me, it's not abnormal for a new place to not feel like home. But no, that's not true. I think we're all probably the same. The reason you look at places, even if you're just a renter, you look at places that you're going to rent because you need to vibe with it. It needs to feel comfortable to you for whatever reason, whether you can define it on a list or it's just a gut reaction. You can go check out a place and you go, no, it doesn't feel right. And then you go, no, it's just a no. Or if you're married, if one partner says, no, it doesn't feel right, or the woman especially, then you move on. This felt right when we were at the this was a furnished one. This is a model one. So they tricked us. Did not feel right in this place. So I turned to her and I'm like, hey, did you? And she's like, stop. Oh, all right. Is it that you don't want to talk about? Stop. You stop. I'm like, okay, so we're not gonna stop. I'm okay. All right, I got it. Stop. We're not gonna. Okay, well, let's go to bed. You're gonna turn off the light in the kitchen? No. No. So we go to bed, and it's again weird feeling, and I get thirsty in the middle of the night. I hadn't brought anything to bed to drink, and I get up and I have to go get a drink of water, and I'm like in my head picturing the layout of the apartment because I'm going in the dark, and because Lisa got up and turned off the kitchen light, and I'm going down the hall, and I'm like, it was the weirdest thing because I can picture. I'm like, it's about 8 steps down the hallway, and then veer left, kitchen, right, so open living room, and I get down to where the hall ends and it opens up, and I go to step in towards the kitchen, and I get this feeling that it feels like, oh, like I feel this, kind of like I do now. I just feel this like, it feels like a growl of energy come out of that fucking living room, like as if like somebody was standing behind the wall or something. They were going to be like, boo, like that. And I'm just like, I didn't hear it, but I felt it. And I go like, oh, and I'm like trying to find a goddamn light, and I can't. I pull the fridge open, almost pull it over, and then I'm just looking around. I'm like, what the fuck? What is And I convinced myself that this is just, your imagination. It's it's 2:30 in the morning. It happens. But it was like, I'm a grown ass man, John. The fuck, like, why am I scared? I realize I'm scared. I've been scared since the moment we opened the fucking door. I felt as if I was not home and I would never be home here. And I was in somebody's home who was still there. And they didn't want me there. Wasn't like you're going to cohabitate and every now and then doors going to open or some shit, right? It was like, you're not welcome. And I'm like, I don't believe in this shit. It's not real. Whatever. A couple days later, Lisa's mom and aunt come with Hunter because we were towing a car. We had all the shit. We were going to bring him on the first trip. They come out there, they bring Hunter. And yay, excited, baby good. And mom and her aunt were supposed to stay for a week. We were supposed to stay like 2 days, 3 days through the weekend, the whole next week, and then leave on the prior Sunday. It was like 10 days they were supposed to stay with us. Well, they left in 2 days.
Wow.
Okay. They're superstitious Catholic Mexicans who understand that if you're not supposed to be at someplace, then you get out. Hey, why is your mom and your tia leaving? Thought they're gonna be here for 10 days, help with the kid. We can go house hunting, we're gonna do some stuff. Just like they can't stay here. No. They were gonna leave yesterday. Yesterday, first day they were here. I think only because it was daylight and I kept them out all day that they agreed to stay, but they were done. I said, what the fuck? And she goes, can't talk about it. I said, well, they're sleeping on a blow-up mattress in the living room. I said, the living room was kind of scary. She's like, stop. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna, okay, they're leaving. They were just gone. Barely say goodbye. Bye. Do you like our new apartment? No. Bye. Stupid apartment. I don't like it. It's stupid. Okay, bye, mom. Okay, bye, stupid. We're gonna die. We're gonna fucking die. They're scared, aren't they? Shh. They're scared. This doesn't make me feel good. Will you stop it? No, why can't I talk about it? It's already fucked up. We're in this fucked up place and we're living in some fucking ghost house or something. I don't fucking know. Satan's coming out of the walls. I can't fucking sleep. I feel like I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm like last night I wake up and I feel like someone's choking the shit out of me. Okay. And then I wake up and I look in the doorway and I see what looks like the grim fucking Reaper standing in the doorway. Okay. She's like, stop. I'm like, no. Let's make it better. As he's standing there, I'm like, no, okay. Well, I'm trying to shake my head. I can't shake my head. I can't move it. I'm literally in sleep paralysis. Okay. That doesn't happen often. It's happened before. Usually I get up and run around and scream when I have night terrors. This is different. I have sleep paralysis. I can't move. I can't not look at this goddamn thing in the corner. And as it's standing there, I'm like, oh, go away, please. Go away, please. Go away, please. It doesn't change. It starts to rise up off the fucking ground. This is better. No, not better. I'm looking in the corner right now because I'm feeling really uncomfortable. So I'm
Got
looking.
your back. I'm watching.
It goes up to but the door jamb and now it's flat on the fucking ceiling, and now it's coming across the ceiling, and I'm tracking it, and it's coming, and it's getting dark. You can watch it. I can see it. Goddamn, the vacuum of darkness in this thing, and it stops directly above my fucking body. And then I'm like, oh God, please go away. I want to wake up. I want to wake up. I want to wake up. And I can't wake up. I can't move. And then it starts lowering itself down. And I see here it comes. And I'm like, Jesus, please. I don't want to die right now. And it's coming all down, 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 down. And right when I literally feel on my fucking face, I feel contact Lisa wakes up. She wakes up. She wakes up and she turns. She goes, "What's wrong, Jeff? What's wrong?" She starts shaking me. "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'm just like locked. And I can feel her shaking me, and then the thing disappears. Turn the light on, and finally, she's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? I'm gonna call an ambulance. I'm gonna call an ambulance. You okay? You weren't breathing. You weren't breathing." I'm like, "Oh, I know. Yeah. Finally, I got kind of my wits about me, and I was like, "Yeah, I wasn't breathing." She's like, "No, you weren't breathing. Like you snore. You stop breathing from your sleep apnea and stuff, but no, you weren't. I thought you were dead. It scared the shit out of me. You were dead, and you were not moving, and your eyes were fixed, and you were white. You're still white. Now you're yellow. Now you're blue. Now, are you gonna throw up?" "I'm gonna throw up." So she's like, "Let's just go back to sleep. Do you want to know what happened?" She said, "No. Glad you're not dead." "Yeah, me too." Great. Horrible night's sleep, of course. Just anxiety is just out of fucking control. Had I realized I could live off of no sleep like I do now, I would have just stayed up. Like, who cares? But when I was 30, I thought like, oh, if I don't get some sleep, I can't manage. Wrong. But yeah. So at night, I was right across the street, and I got my new team. I had a service team at the time, and team of people. They were fabulous. I later fucked one of them. Yeah, New Year's Eve, 2017. That's how I rang in the new year. Anyways, she had a crush on me when I was married. Then eventually I wasn't. Neither was she. It worked out. So, that's not what the story is about. For the next couple of weeks, we were there for 4 weeks. Then I put in it was like $50 down, first month free. The time I paid my first deposit or paid my first rent check, I also gave my notice because I'd already bought a house, and we were gone within a week after that. We were there for like 5 weeks max because of how fucked up this place was. I was like, "Here's $550. We're moving." "Well, you can't break your lease here." I bought a home. Actually, I put it in the contract. Bought a home, homeowner's clause. By the way, this place is fucked up. Not to mention the people getting arrested, the crackheads, the hookers, and all the crazy shit that happened in that complex. Always, that was fucked up enough, but the apartment was worse. So the next chain of events in this place was all right. Here's where it gets weird. This wasn't even weird. What I just told you, that was just a moment, an awful moment. But now, yeah.
Should you turn the lights off for this?
Hunter slept in our bed, as happens. I don't know. I didn't realize that was a thing until I married a Mexican woman. I'm like, yeah, let's leave our bed to have sex on the couch. Had I known what I know now, we would have had sex next to the kid, and he wouldn't have remembered. God, I was so stupid. Always trying to make the good choices.
Oh my god.
He wakes up. You're fine. You're fine. Give him a bottle. Give him a nipple. Okay, give him a nipple.
You notice that shadow?
No, that was so wrong, Jeff. Oh my god.
Daddy's turn. Fuck off.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was waiting too. I was like, no, one of them's gonna do it. I know it.
So Hunter's like 18 months old, and he slept with us, and we had a couch. We had a couch in the bedroom because my sister gave me some furniture. So he's like, if you buy a house, you can have, you'll have 2 living rooms. I said, cool. So we had a couch in our bedroom, couch, bed, no bed frame. We got rid of the water bed frame and all that crap with the hand-me-downs. And so we go to bed one night. Lisa gives Hunter a bath, and babies after a bath are so great. I love them. I miss that so much. but he, smelled like lavender and, baby oil and stuff. And he was all wrapped up in his Batman, kid towel. Like it was like a cape, the thing. Yeah. And I remember I fall asleep and I'm facing the wall on the couch, and Lisa's on the other side. And I was always closest to the door because that's the man's job, is you be closest to the door or whichever side of the room she doesn't want to be on. So, because I'm supposed to stop the Grim Reaper for you. You're welcome, but we can't talk about it. So I wake up, probably been asleep a couple of hours, and I kind of come awake, and I'm looking on the couch, and Hunter was asleep on the couch instead of between us. And I was like, oh, and the couch was kind of tall. It had fat cushions, I remember. So like for him to get up and down, he would have to climb, and then he'd have to like flip his ass around and come down backwards to get off the damn thing. And so he was asleep on the couch, and I was like, oh, that's fine. And he's probably not going to roll off. But then I was like, he might roll off. And right then he comes to and kind of lifts his head up, and I'm like, hey, buddy, come here, come get in bed with me. And he's just staring at me, and I'm like, all right, he's tired. I'm like, babe, come on, Hunter, come to bed, get in bed with me and mommy. And he just keeps staring at me. He was looking at me really strangely, and something seemed off about him. And I'm like, come on. So now he starts moving finally, and he swings his ass around and plants his feet. He turns around and he's standing there. I'm like, come on, buddy, come on. And I look at him and we lock eyes, and I realize it's not Hunter. It's not Hunter. 100%. It's not my son. I was like, I couldn't breathe. Everything was very fucking cold and very, ooh,
Got goosebumps.
what am I looking at? Who the fuck am I looking at? The baby standing there gives me kind of a smirk. And I'm like, that's definitely not my son. Hey, just moved your face. That's not him. So I look over my shoulder, and Hunter's sleeping between me and mom.
No fucking way. Okay, I got the goosebumps now.
I look back, and the smile is getting bigger. And oh, motherfucker. And I reach up and I turn on the lamp, and gone. I'm like, oh, I don't know what the fuck. So Lisa wakes up, and I just pick up a book. I act like I'm reading. I'm like, I can keep her up all night. Hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I just reading a book. All right, well, don't stay up too late. So I don't mention it to her. There's a ghost baby in our fucking bedroom. I just kind of keep it to myself, and various other things happened. I didn't see ghost baby again, but very clearly I saw the ghost baby that night. And other things happened, doors opening and closing, like other things were always happening. Cold, like you walk in we wouldn't put Hunter in that other room. The other room was very cold. That other room felt as if, and we're there, this is Tucson in April, so it's still cool, but it's not like ice cold. But that room, you walk into it, and motherfucker, it felt like it was a refrigerator, because we were going to set up his stuff and be able to have sex in our bed like real people. But now she's like, nah, she wouldn't let Hunter out of her sight. And I'm like, I get it. But she'd be like, hey, do you know where such and such is? I'm like, I think it's in the guest bedroom, which was just a repository for things that we stacked up. You go in that room, and it was like, it was would feel literally 20 or 30 degrees colder, and like there was a draft, but there was no broken window, there's no vent blowing. But it was really uncomfortable in that room. It was very ominous in that room. And Lisa got stuck in that room, couldn't get the door to open from the inside. That was a goddamn panic attack. I think I was just struggling against her, trying to struggle against the door. So I kept yelling at her to like, stop, let go of the handle. And she's like, I'm not touching it. I'm like, let go of the handle. And as I'm turning it, I can feel it turning in my hand. And I was sure it was her, but it was like turning with force in my hand. Like whatever I turned, it would turn against me. And I couldn't get the goddamn door open. And I'm like, just go, stop, let go of the door, let go of the door, let go of the door. She said, I'm not touching the fucking door. And then I could feel her let go of the door. And I opened the door and she's in the back of on the wall, fucking like white. My God, I hate this fucking place. I hate this fucking place. So we make it the month. I bought a house out Southwest, big house, 2-story, split level. So when you come in, you go up the stairs to the main room, like everything, like 3/4 of the house is upstairs. You know, lit, great room, dining room, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom. And then bottom is like 1,100 square feet on the bottom is like the living room down below, which was amazing. It was huge. Master bedroom, huge. Master suite was huge. And then we had like the baby's room there and the laundry room downstairs. I was like, suddenly I was land greedy. I was like, I'm not getting a small ass place. I want 10,000 square foot lot minimum. And we did. It was huge. You know, I want 2,500 square feet. I want 2 stories. I want a goddamn monster house. I didn't realize how much the electricity was going to cost. That was a shock. But that place, when I made the realtor give me the keys that we put in to buy the house, got the contract. I said, I need the key to the house. She's like, you can't have it until we close. It's a liability issue. I said, here's the thing. We live in a place that has energy, Renee, energy. Like not the kind of energy you want to hang around, you know, not like good energy. So far, I had a good vibe on that place, but I need to be able to go back there anytime, day or night. I need to be able to hang out in this big empty fucking house. And big empty houses are scary in and of themselves. They're weird, but I need to go and I just need to meditate in that fucking house, and I need to check it out, because if any of that shit is going on there, then we're not buying that house. That's all there's to it. So I don't know what you want to do. She's like, have a key. I said, cool. You want to go with me? She's like, fuck no. I said, do you have to disclose if anyone's been murdered in this house? She's like, not in Arizona. Do you want to know? I said, no. Could you find information on an apartment though? She goes, maybe. I said, Ashton Meadows. I'm sorry. I call it Ashton Meadows. Ashton Meadows. I think it's 4F. Bottom left corner. She's like, do you really want me to look? I'm like, nah, we're not out yet. So fuck that. Maybe sometime later. We move this house, chill. She agreed. Lisa agreed. Not a hint of anything. Not a hint, which is great. So I've been in this house for maybe a month. So this is all of 90 days, probably from the day I moved into the fucked up place to this thing that I'm about to tell you. I had a coach. So when I came from San Diego, Geico, McDonald's, I had been one of the key architects of the emerging leader program and the supervisor prep program. So we proved that it could happen in our region, and I led it because I was a rising star back in the day. I was the kingmaker. If you wanted to get into management, they sent them through me. And if they needed to get fired with the appropriate paperwork, they sent it through me. And if they needed to work for only a Black woman, they had to work for me. I was that guy. I was the phenom at like age 25, 26. And they were like, this guy's amazing. I'm like, yeah, my IQ is above 100. It's amazing what you can accomplish in life. They're like, yeah, he's funny too. Kind of a dick, but he's funny. So coming out to this new region, I don't really have much cachet except for rumor, innuendo. But luckily, the vice president of the place, we had worked together in San Diego. So she knew. So she's like, this guy needs a coach. He needs to, if he's not mentoring people and helping people, he's going to get bored. Like, give him somebody. They're like, he's new. I'm like, he's not. You guys are idiots. So they give me a coach. His name is Courtney Batiste. Courtney was a native of Tucson. He was my first black friend. It's not true. I'm joking. He was my first black friend in Tucson. He was. Super nice guy, like the nicest, friendliest fucking guy ever in the world. And he married a pasty ginger. I'm like, how do you think your kids are going to turn out? Like, will they look like me?
Confused.
What do you get when you cross a ginger and like you're dark? He's dark, like dark, son. Did you know your dad?
Oh,
where in Africa does he actually live? Is it Courtney was dark. Courtney was like, my teeth are brown. Like they look white. That scared me. Don't do that. Anyway,
the corner is starting to get dark again.
Shut the fuck up. So Courtney becomes my coach, and hanging out with the team, I'm mentoring him, teaching him some stuff in the corner of my desk, and I hear people start telling ghost stories in the section. The girl I found, girl I wanted to, the one I should have. Neil, I fired him. Get out of my way, Neil. I hear them, they're telling ghost stories. I'm like, oh, that's cute. And of course, I'm like, I remember mine, but I'm not going to share that stuff with people. And I'm like, Courtney, pay attention. Guys, take calls, tell stories, but take calls. I don't care. Just work. Hit your numbers. Don't make me have to explain anything. John remembers that. Still do the thing, hit the marks and buy the ticket, take the ride. It's fine. You can fuck around as much as you want. Just don't not ever hit your numbers. Hit the stats. Nobody asks questions. So they're for the next couple of hours, they're all telling stories and they're cute and everyone's got their little things and nobody had a like apparition of their friend for 4 hours. And in my head, I can think anybody had a ghost baby. Like that's crazy. I'm not going to tell that story because I'm gonna sound crazy. You drink, don't you? I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? So Courtney and I are kind of finishing up the lesson that we were doing and documentation and family medical leave and bullshit that I was teaching them. And the story wraps up around like back to the front of the end of the section where we're sitting. And Courtney goes, I didn't know Courtney was even paying attention. He goes, guys, you think you got ghost stories? I got a ghost story. I'm like, oh yeah, you deserve it. Guys, sign out for a second. Just put yourselves in training. I'll let the command center know that we're gonna train something for 10 minutes. Courtney, you got 10 minutes. You can tell your story. He's like, really, boss? I'm like, yeah. Thanks, boss. I'm like, quit calling me boss. It's awkward. I'm white. Yes, master. He would do that just to make me feel uncomfortable. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Courtney says, he goes, well, let me tell you a story. He goes, so when I was growing up, he goes, it was just me and my brother. We were like about a year apart. We were like very close together. And then my mom worked full time, and she wasn't around a lot because she had to work. And she would leave us home alone sometimes. She didn't have a babysitter. And he's like, so we'd be playing in our house, and we had a bunk bed, and we would be playing like GI Joe and stuff, and or war or whatever, and we'd be like like shooting at each other and running around like crazy because mom wasn't there, jumping on the couch, just being maniacs. And he's like, my brother goes to hide, and I'm gonna try and find him to shoot him. And I know he went into our bedroom, so I knew where to find him. And It's like I go in and I kick the door open. And I'm like, ah, and I'm gonna like throw. I had whatever a fake grenade. I'm gonna throw this grenade at him. And I was like, where are you? You know, Steven, where are you? And Steven was on the top bunk. And he goes, I look up and he's under the covers. And I'm like, what are you doing? Come on, let's go, let's go. And he said, I threw it at him. And then he sat up, but he was over here. And he goes, wait, what? Steven. And Steven picks up the covers and goes back down. And he goes, there was somebody else sitting there with him.
Goosebumps.
And he goes, oh. And he was white. It wasn't dark. Steven and I are dark. I knew it wasn't Steven because that was a white baby. It's not really a baby. It was like a toddler. White, not a lot of hair, round head, you know, maybe 2. Toddler. And he's sitting there. And he's looking down at Steven, who's hiding underneath the blankets. Going, make it go away. Make it go away. Make it go away. I'm like, Steven, come down, come down, come down. He's like, I can't, make it go away. And he's looking down and he's looking at me. And he starts moving forward. And I throw my grenade at him and he doesn't stop. And then he swings his butt around on the ladder. He starts coming down the ladder. And I'm picking up stuff from the closet. I'm throwing it at him and he won't stop. And he comes and he turns around and he stops and he looks at me. And then he starts coming at me. And I go screaming, run out of the house, run all the way out. I run over to the neighbors and I'm banging on their door. And my mom told us not to do that because we're not supposed to be home by ourselves. So we were like 7 and 8 years old. He's like, I run over and I'm knocking, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. The ghost baby is gonna get my brother. And neighbor comes out and like, what? She's like, help me. Like I take her back in the apartment. And I said, there was a white baby, a baby in here, and it was scary. And it was scaring Steven. And it came out and I threw things and it just kept coming. And it was really scary. And I don't know why it was here. Was it? What? She's like, what? What are you talking about? Look around, nothing. Steven's still crying in fucking fetal position on the top bunk. And she gets Steven down and they call the cops because the boys are sure that there's a fucking 2-year-old in the house or that somehow got in there. Like, how did they get in there? They call to see if there's any missing children anywhere. APB, fucking cops all up in their house. And, nothing. They're like, we don't know what to tell you. He said back then they just give you a business card. Give this to your mom when she gets home. If she has any questions. Good luck, boys. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, wow, that's in my head. I'm like, I don't want to be one of those dick supervisors and be like, well, I had a ghost baby too. It's stupid, right? I don't want to learn.
Don't ask John. Don't ask John. Don't ask John.
It's gotta be. If it doesn't end up being, I'm gonna be so disappointed. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was like, wow, that's a hell of a story. He's like, yeah. I said, you ever see it again? He goes, yeah, 2 more times. But then we knew that it was a ghost. And it came up the bunk. It likes to go to the top bunk. So we didn't just sleep there anywhere. We both slept on the bottom bunk. And it would come up and go up in front of us. And we would just pull a cover over our heads. Like, Jesus Christ. So where did you grow up? He's like, over there, like, he's like looking out the windows. He's like over, I think like a couple blocks up, like that way, And he's pointing. I'm like, oh, well, that's not where that's not where I lived. And I said, do you live in a house? He's like, no, it was apartments. Oh, okay. What apartments did you live in? He's like, they're called the Haystacks. Yeah, it was the Haystacks apartments. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know the haystacks. He's like, oh, the Ashton Meadows.
Thank God.
They renamed it Ashton Meadows. I said, oh, did they? He said, well, they were the haystacks, like they're like barns. He's like, there's no light in those fucking no light because they're stacked. They look like barns and they block the sunlight, and they're just really fucked up. And people would move out because the place was fucked up, and this thing didn't always hang out there. That would happen to other people, and they had to change. It got such a bad reputation when we were growing up that they had to change the name, and then under new management to try and keep people in the leases. I said, so Ashton Meadows, like the one literally across the street. And he goes, oh yeah, right there. I didn't realize we were so close. I come in the other side of this building. I didn't realize, yeah, they're right there. Oh yeah. I said, yeah, I live there. He goes, really? Where do you live? I said, 4F. He goes, that's where I lived.
Fuck, I knew it. I knew it. God damn it.
I said, yeah, really? Bottom floor. He goes, yeah, right past the pool, building on the left. Bottom floor, corner. Yeah, me too.
Fuck.
Everyone's
Killed
like,
me
what's
there,
wrong?
Jeff.
What's wrong, Jeff? I'm like, I'm so glad that I kept my mouth shut and just asked questions. Courtney's telling you the absolute truth. Yeah, I lived in that apartment. I fucking saw that baby and I told them what happened. They were all like Missy just like, Jesus Christ. Because now we confirmed each other's stories. It was in the same place.
By the way, it's lighter back there now. It's lighter, just so you know. It's not as dark.
And your mom said hi in chat.
Hi, Mama.
Wow.
So,
I was so hoping that's where the story was going the whole time.
Dude, the second that moment happened, I literally thought, no way. This is the perfect ghost story. Independent confirmation, not solicited. It wasn't me telling stories and people telling stories. All on their own. And I was like, just lay back. Don't just lay back. Motherfucker, same apartment. He was like, yeah, that place was fucked up. So do you ever feel like the Grim Reaper was? We always sound like the Grim. I said, stop. I don't like it. Stop. He's like, and our room was always so cold. I'm like, yeah, I know. I hate your fucking room because sometimes we couldn't get out. Courtney, stop. He's like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, I'm serious. Stop. We had all those experiences. I fucking can't, I want to throw up thinking about it. He goes, oh man, that place is fucked up. How long ago did you live there? I'm like, 3 weeks ago, Dick. Like, oh, this is fresh. I'm like, yeah,
it's still fresh.
You're like 25, you're over it. It just happened to me.
Oof.
Oh, dude.
Your mom's saying hi to Rebecca. I don't know if she means to pass that through you or if she thinks I'm Rebecca, but I'm not Rebecca.
That's Missy, Mom. Rebecca's sleeping. But I will tell her hi, Mom.
Oh.
So Courtney lives in Woodbury, New York now.
Oh.
I haven't talked to him for a while, but probably a handful of years. I should call him up. I should call him up and see if he'll come on the show and tell the story. And I won't tell him why.
That's funny. Oh.
If I had planned it, that would have been awesome. Actually, but like, tell me that story. Tell me that story about the ghost baby.
It's all good, Mom. Yeah, that was I had like 3 different times I was like, it's got to, but no, like that's just too much. That's too much. But I'd have like goosebumps. I'd like 3 different times. You had me so sucked in. Jesus. Oh.
Yeah. That was one for the ages. I was like, that's
yeah, okay. I will take my 4 hours of pacing any fucking day.
Hey, I can, if it's my friend, and I know they passed, and I can be like, hey, okay, I can contend with that.
Yeah.
This is like fucking things that want to scare you a lot.
My nephews used to stay in the room that I'm in now before I moved here, and it's bigger than downstairs. So when I moved out and they moved out, I moved up here, and the attic is above me. And they would say, my oldest one especially, he would constantly say every time he comes to visit, there were so many noises, and they would send my dad up to the attic, and there's no signs of animals or anything like that. He said, but it'd be like golf balls like bouncing around, just all this noise, but there's no noise now. I said, because when I came in here, I felt it. I felt like the heaviness of it. And I just started talking like, hey, this is my space now. I really need you to respect my privacy. I need you to give me my space and have my boundaries. If you need to make noise, you need to make them between like these hours. And, and I just laid out my rules, strong and concise, but respectful.
Yep.
And I've never had an issue ever.
That's wild. I didn't learn to confront until a handful of years later, when we were renting a house over here on South Sydney on Craycroft and 22nd, and then that place was fucked. And yeah.
It can go wrong if not done correctly. It really can.
No. I suffered the being woken up at 3:15 in the morning every morning with something touching my big toe.
Right.
The toe toucher. And finally I was just like, I was exhausted about it. I was exhausted. I was exhausted with the dog waking up and just barking into the darkness, into the where the closet was, barking like my little Tinkerbell. Usually pets are good in the house because there's additional noise and rustling and bullshit going on. Then your brain can just go, oh, okay, it's just an animal. When you feel like there's something and you go like this, and then you look and the dog's still asleep, then it's so that's okay, right? It's a good sign. They didn't hear anything, right? If you go like that and you look and the dog and they're like that too, that's when you're like, oh no, that's not good.
Right.
And the dog's like, oh fuck. And then you're like, whoa, and then you look and the cat's like, oh god, we're gonna die.
Yeah. We lived in an apartment when my son was born, and for probably the whole time, like a year and a half that we lived there, he stared in one corner right above the bottom of our stairs. If he would just be playing or whatever, like as an infant, that's where he would crane his neck to turn to just stare. And then when he was older and he would be moving around on his own, and playing, he would be playing and then just all of a sudden just stop everything and just literally just sit like that. And then like sometimes a few seconds, sometimes a few minutes, and then go about whatever he was doing. And then just be like, I can't see nothing up in that corner, but there's something there, because it went on for like 18 months almost.
Yeah.
Never moved. Like, I don't think it moved because that's the only place he ever paid attention.
Kids don't know. They haven't been trained to put the veil on, like
exactly.
we put on that veil of the matrix, so to speak. Like we cover up the second sight. We cover up that intuition, that psychic sense. If you think like our limbic system is a fight or flight, and it's the one that it's all emotion, it's all feeling, it's all danger, it's also pleasure, all those things. That's what we started with. That's what base animals have. They have an instinct to fight, fuck, eat, flee, and that thing is going all the time. That radar's pinging. When you're young, you haven't created, or the context hasn't been created for you yet. The words haven't been established yet to rationalize any of that sensory. And I realized that I had night terrors from when I was little, all the way until I was a teenager, when I could start to manage them better. Where I had that detachment, I had that, that getting pulled into the void where I shouldn't have been. And I just realized like that veil just wasn't there for me. And that's when I talk about being an old soul. It's like, I think I always felt like I was not supposed to be a kid. I was supposed to get past that. I always felt like I was very frustrated about having to negotiate as a being who has no say in the world, has no
authority.
no authority, right? No experience as far as anyone could tell. And I remember always being so goddamn frustrated because I felt like I was trapped in being small. And in my head, I was big, like I'm like, I need out of this also. When I yell, I want out, I want out, I want out, let me out. To me, that was part of it too. It was like, there's bigger things, there's other things out here that are something to contend with. And I don't like running into it every time I close my eyes. I just want out of all that shit. I want to move on. But the interesting part, and I think John pointed this out when I was trying to describe what doing psychedelic drugs is like. And the hallucination doesn't mean what you see on a Beatles, cartoon. It's not cartoony. There's not all this.
Right.
I mean, there can be pattern. There can be anything really. But what the hallucination is it's that veil gets lifted. So I recognize what that feels like. It's familiar to me. So I did LSD, and all of a sudden I can't look at a two-dimensional screen anymore because it hurts my eyes, because I realized my brain has been trained to take the light refraction that flips in, comes upside down, processes in my head. I've been saying that two-dimensional thing, or even that one-dimensional thing I'm looking at, but I guess light and space. I've been thinking of it as three-dimensional this whole time. And that happens until that veil lifts and you realize there's so much more going on around you that you're not paying attention to, and then trying to make sense of what just looks like lights on that television screen. And no longer your brain, your perception is so open, and it's open to, it's not just visual, but it's visual, and it's feeling, and it's thought, and it's tactile. It's everything around you is fluid, and it can morph, and you can manipulate it. And that's when you suddenly you have this sense of like, this is only real because I've trained myself to accept it as. Because I think if everyone had to walk around and cope with a fluid environment of everything all the time, there would be chaos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? There's in everything, there's order and chaos. I think that we, from a survival standpoint, we go towards order, because then we can manage ourselves. You take LSD, and for that 12 hours, you're like, wow, it's not scary. It's beautiful, actually. It's shocking. I can't believe I haven't done it more. I did it like 3 or 4 times, and then I haven't for a year and a half. And that was it. I think I have some still. I think I kind of am thinking about trying it, but at the same time, it's kind of like my son pointed out. Hunter did it once, not with my permission and not mine. He did it once on his own, and I asked him, I said, I'm disappointed. I told you, wait until your mid-20s. Wait until your brain is fully formed and you don't have any obvious signs of potential schizophrenia or something that you can actually, toss yourself into by doing those things. But he's like, because Dad, I did it one time and it was amazing. Because I was depressed up to that point. I didn't know what the fuck life was about, going through divorce with you, and Mom was awful. He's like, it was just I just hated my life. And I did that, and I was like, oh, okay, God, I see. It's not all about this, is it? They're okay. He's like, that 12 hours, now I believe in God. You realize that there's so much going on, that it's not just a scary dark thing in the corner of your room, but that scary dark thing might actually be something that needs light. That might be something that needs to be addressed. It might be a lost soul or energy that no one has even it's like being a cockroach or a rat and trying to be like, hey, you want to be friends? And everyone's swatting at you. You know, everyone screams, they don't like you. You're like, what? I'm just a cockroach. I just want to be friends. And you're like, kill it, kill it. We're the same way with things that we don't understand. They intrinsically are scary. I wish I had taken acid when I was 8. Would have cleared up a lot of that shit for me. Well, yeah, as I got older, I found like I address it. I said, hey, look, this is my space. I get it. I acknowledge you. I see you. I feel you. I know you're here. And I appreciate the fact that you're feeling like this is your place still, but it's not. You can go anywhere and you're not tethered to this place. But look, I've got a 2-year lease. I had this conversation. I got a 2-year lease. I got a year and a half left. I'm gonna need you to stop. I'm not gonna say go away.
Yeah, don't push.
Make yourself unknown. There's plenty of space in this fucking universe for us to coexist. And you don't have to wake me up anymore. I got it. You're here. I got it. So we're good, but my kids don't need to be bothered. She doesn't need to be bothered. I don't need to be bothered. Just there's quiet time. I'm not threatening. You don't want me to threaten. We can make things uncomfortable. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm crazy. I'm insane. I'm talking to the air. But I was like, it's necessary. And I was like, are we cool? We're cool. That's enough. Just go. You're loved. Somebody loves you. Go find the people who love you, okay? Someone loves you. I love you. But we're not supposed to be together, so go. And then that was it. I was like, fuck.
Along the lines of what you were saying about like when you're talking about night terrors and stuff, John, the whole, I had a story. You guys were talking about the sleep paralysis. And that's when I said, I should tell you my story one time. It's really quick. I have sleep paralysis, not all the time, but when I get really run down, like I've only slept a couple hours, like for days and days and days on end.
Yeah.
And then I have a crash. Because I generally get like 2 hours of sleep a night, and then I'll go for like a week and a half and I have a crash and I'll sleep like 12 or 14 hours. And when I wake up, I have sleep paralysis. Not very long, couple minutes. But one night it was a couple years ago because I was downstairs still, and I had a hook on the back of my door. My door was shut and I had 2 robes hanging on it. And I woke up, and the way I was laying, I was looking directly at my door. And I couldn't move anything, just my eyes. And it looked, I swear to God, I thought it was a witch and the clown from It. I've never seen the It movies because it scares the living fuck out of me. I'm not scared of clowns, just that one, Pennywise. So for 30 goddamn minutes, don't do it, John.
We all float down here.
I've seen you going there.
Come here, Billy.
For 30 minutes, all I could do, this was the longest sleep paralysis I'd ever had. And I don't even know if I came out of it and just was scared. Probably. I just got scared. I literally just lay there staring, just trying to tell myself, it's not real. You know, it's not real. You know that those are your 2 robes, completely different colors of what you're seeing, but those are your robes. And that's not Pennywise, and that is not a witch. But finally I got up, and when I walked, so I snapped out of it, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's my robes and I can move, and I'm getting the fuck out of this room right now. Like right now. I go literally running, but I had to stop. My door was kind of like in a little alcove, so I couldn't just fling it open. I had to stop to open it so I could go through it. I had a heater vent right where I had to stop, and I swear to God, fucking something deep growl. Like, I don't even know if they were actually words or not, but this demonic sounding shit came out of this heater vent. And I flung my door open. My 2 nephews were up here and they were still awake. And I literally just ran through the house, flung their door open. They're each on their beds playing their video games. I'm like, I just sit in the middle of the floor. And they're like, what the fuck, Aunt Missy? I'm like, I don't care what you're doing. Just go about what you're doing. I'm not moving though. because I'm not going in my room until it's light outside. Like, there's no way you can make me go down there right now. This shit scared the fuck out of me, and I don't go in that room by myself anymore.
Wow.
So that was the story I was talking about.
That's fucked up.
So, John, your ghost story.
Do we have time? Are we in a rush?
You guys are an hour ahead of me, so it's up to you guys.
Tell it.
So, as a little background, first of all, so I live in Rita Ranch. Back in 1819 or something like that, there was a train crash in Esmond Station. At the time, it was the most deaths due to any kind of, like, there weren't planes yet, so it was a train derailment. So I had heard those stories before we had gotten here. In fact, the anniversary, I've been in the middle of the desert with maybe some equipment and trying to see if any kind of vibe or anything. That
Dude,
never has.
The Finkles, they built their new house right there at Esmond Loop.
Edmond Station.
Yeah.
Oh, Esmond Loop. Yeah.
Yeah. Esmond Station, same here.
Yeah. So that's kind of a basis for the vibe for this whole area.
I had no idea. I've never heard of it. I've literally never heard of this.
Yeah. So there be on the anniversary, there are people will see like turn of the century people dressed with wounds and stuff walking through the desert and stuff. I've heard tons of stories about it. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So Jeff made a comment before about when you move somewhere, you want it to be comfortable, right? So my thing has always been a backyard. So I could never live in an apartment building because even though I may never go back in my backyard, I have to have that. That's my safety zone. So with that being said, they started to do a lot of construction behind where I live. I live for the longest time. You would look out my back and all you could see is the desert for as far as you can see. Well, they started to do construction and they started putting up like Walmarts and all this other stuff. One day I noticed that there is a giant mound of dirt literally behind my house. And I'm the kind of person who loves, even if it's during the summer, I throw my headphones on and I do yard work. I like to do stuff with stone and wood and all that stuff. So all of a sudden I notice I have to keep looking over my shoulder because the vibe is just, in this middle of the day, vibe is weird. Like the only thing I could say, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. The vibe I got is something is coming. And didn't hear it out loud, didn't whatever, something is coming. Okay, that's strange. So I noticed I'd still go outside and do my yard work, but I wouldn't put my headphones on anymore. They'd sit up on here, and still every once in a while I'm looking towards that mound of dirt. And I was like, this is a weird, because never had any weird vibes here or whatever. So at the time, I worked for a company in New York called Levitt's Furniture. And I helped them create the first online furniture company. And I was in charge of all the answers and questions on the websites and all that stuff. So the going joke was that I worked now from Arizona because I knew I was moving. So I went to the VP of Levitt's and said, I'm moving to Arizona. Would you like to come with me? And he got it right away. And he went, I'll be right back. I'm going to check with IT. Checked with IT. He goes, we'll give you a VPN. I'm like, what the fuck is a VPN? I never heard of a VPN. I had no idea what it was. So, but like 03, I worked from home. So that's not many people did that back in the day, but I did. So they would have meetings, and back then my house phone, I had a little headset with the mic, and it would attach to my, my belt. And so I had just gotten off a meeting. I took my headset, put it around my neck like this, and I went to the
Come in
sink.
closer to the mic.
Oh, sorry. I went to the sink, and it's about noon, and I'm rinsing some dishes to put it in the dishwasher. All of a sudden, from behind me, I felt 2 fingers push against like my kidney area. And the first thing I think of is, oh, maybe I hooked the cord or something. I'm thinking, well, that was really freaking weird, right? That's strange. I'm like, all right, no big deal. Turn back around, and apparently that was a sign of disrespect. Because the next thing you know, my 200+ pound ass was pushed up against the sink with the same 2 fingers, but I mean shoved. And I boom, go up against the sink, and I'm like, okay, that's not funny. And this cold air surrounded me all over my body. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. And then I'm like, all right, come on. Fucking did you trip? Did you nothing? The vent for the kitchen, it's a weird setup. I'm still in the same house. The vent is actually pointed towards the back door. So the air, if it was the air conditioning kicks in, it blew that way. It didn't blow towards the kitchen. So I was like, all right, that's strange, right? That's a weird experience. Okay. Never even told anybody about it. I was like, oh, that's whatever, not a big deal. Because I never had a weird vibe in the house. Never had a vibe that I was uncomfortable. Outside, that mound, different story. So probably weeks later, I have sleep apnea, so I use a machine now, but this is before I had a machine. So I said to my wife, I said, I got to go to bed. She would go to bed like 2 hours before me, so that way she could be in a deep sleep and I wouldn't wake her up. So I'm like, you're sleeping on the couch now. I got to go to bed early. So I go into the bedroom, I close the door, and it's me and the golden retriever, and the golden retriever's on the ground. I just about to fall asleep, and I turn on my left side, and then all of a sudden, the only thing I could compare it to is if my son came flying in and dropped an elbow into my side. And I'm like, motherfucker. And as I'm turning, I'm going, the door's closed. The dog never moved. Holy shit. There's nobody in the room. Fuck. And it hurt. Like I could feel it. Like an elbow dropped into my side. And I'm going, okay, that's twice now. That's a little weird, right? That's a little strange. So a little while longer, I would say maybe a couple weeks, a month. We're laying in bed, we're watching TV. It's probably 7, 8 o'clock at night, just watching like Family Guy or something. There is a blood-curdling scream of a woman that I instantly, like an idiot, hop up, grab a baseball bat, a flashlight, run out the front door, and run into the wash. And there's nothing but just desert. You know, I'm up and down. Is everybody okay? Is somebody hurt? And I'm flashing light. I'm in barefoot in the middle of summer, running snakes and everything else, I'm sure, right? But I never even thought, I grabbed the bat. I don't know why the bat was there too. I don't even know why. But anyway, so I grabbed the bat and I go do this. I come back 15 minutes later. I'm exhausted now because I've run back and forth barefoot. Like, I don't know what it was. I walk in. My kids are now standing in the hallway. Where were you? Daddy was laying in bed. I heard a scream. I thought somebody was in trouble. My son turns to me and goes, Dad, that scream came from inside the house. And I was like, and you know, where I was, the back window was, the wash was there. So I thought outside right away because it was so loud that I really thought a woman was being raped. Like it was no question. Like that's what happened. Gotta go. And I went, you know what? It was probably the TV. I go back to the bedroom. She's looking at me like that wasn't the fuck. We're watching Family Guy. I'm like, I know. Just let it go. Let it go. So finally, maybe a year later, we're sitting on the couch and we're watching Avengers because we don't watch scary movies. My kids love scary movies. I grew up in Amityville.
Wow.
Don't like scary movies. Have no interest in scary movies. I've seen enough shit in my life. The real stuff is always much scarier than whatever. No interest. Sitting there, I'm looking directly on the sectional. I'm looking directly at the TV. My wife is sitting this side of me, having to turn her head and look up at the television. 7:00 at night. Lights are on in the living room, just not in the kitchen. For some reason, I turn and look, and standing in my kitchen, 6'3", 6'4". If you've ever seen the movie The Stand, the Stephen King, the original Stand, the gentleman who was the devil, he had the feathered hair, the leather, the denim jacket. That was exactly the outline that I saw. 7:00 at night. I go, holy shit, stand up and run into the kitchen. When I say run, it's like 5 feet. But I watched the light between the fingers of this person, thing, shadow figure, lean towards where I was coming from, and then bolt, gone. Go into the kitchen, turn the light on. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, you didn't fucking see that? I mean, it was just plain. It was huge. It was like 6'2", 6'3", easy. And it looked like, what was Flag? Flag was his name or something?
Randall Flagg.
Okay. I was like, you didn't see that? She goes, no. I'm like, fuck. Okay. And I've never done hallucinogens. THC is as far as I've ever gone. So I'm like, okay, I'm fucking crazy. Well, I'm a member of a ton of the Facebook groups for selling stuff, buying stuff in our area. And I was reading a couple of the comments and said, hey, do you guys know why people are leaving Rita Ranch like crazy? There was a time here that people were letting houses foreclose, and these weren't expensive houses. Like for a while they were like 100. I mean, they were very reasonable. And some guy comments, yeah, because Rita Ranch is fucking, and people didn't curse on this thing, is fucking haunted. And I go, well, because I'm John, let's instant message this guy and find out what the fuck he's talking about. So I said to him, oh, that was pretty funny about what you said. Like, I'm being cautious. It's funny that you would mention that it's haunted. He goes, it's no joke. You could look it up. He goes, you've seen Poltergeist, right? And I go, yeah. He goes, you remember what they did? I said, yeah, they moved the headstones and not the bodies. He goes, yeah, this was all Indian land. And there's a burial ground. And in fact, there's this website. And at the time he was telling me all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. Huh? So I go, all right. So we start chatting. He goes, well, let me tell you what the fuck happened in my house. And I'm like, okay. He goes, I have a dog. Dog will not stop barking at a corner in the house. All of a sudden, it looks like that dog got fucking kicked. Like it up in the air, starts howling. He goes, dude, it freaked me the fuck out. And I go, yeah. So this guy is from New York. He's like a 350-pound black guy. He's a bouncer. He was a bouncer at a couple of the strip clubs here. So he goes, I'm terrified. And he goes, all my friends that are military are letting their houses foreclose. They do not care. They're getting the fuck out. So one night he instant messaged me. He goes, are you on? And I go, yeah, I'm on. He goes, I need to figure out how to send an audio file to you right now. I'm like, okay. So he sends me an audio file and I'm listening to it. And what you hear is basically, if you remember Ghostbusters in the beginning, when Egon is listening and Peter goes to the table and goes, roar, and he starts pounding on the table and then drops the book, right? And scares the shit out of him. Oh, you're here. Yeah, we're here. In front of this guy, you hear something trying to come through the floor, knocking. Well, we don't have basements. So it's something in this, and this guy is, he's almost crying, like on this video, because at the time you couldn't do the live video. He recorded it. He goes, I'm getting the fuck out. He goes, this is wrong. He goes, this shouldn't happen here. So anyway,
Jesus.
You're okay, Jeff. I'm watching.
Months later, I reach out to him. Hey, dude, whatever happened? He goes, oh, I fucking moved. Dude, I owed 30 grand on the house. I let it foreclose. I fucking left. He goes, now I'm in the city. I'm in the ghetto. I'm happy as a pig in shit. He goes, there's a lot of people around all the time. I'm not in the middle of nowhere. So I gave you the scream, shadow figure, sink, sleep. Okay. Last thing. Told you about the train crash. So one night, now my mother-in-law loves UFOs, supernatural. She loves all that shit like I do. She calls me. She goes, I want to tell you something. So, okay. And she lives 5 houses down from me. 5 houses down. I need to tell you something. So, okay. Remember you telling me that train story? I go, yeah, my buddy and I, we went out in the middle of the desert and we were out there like for 2 hours. And I was like, listen, dude, I'm starting to be less afraid of a 2-footed object than a 4-footed like mountain lion or something in the middle. I'm like, you know what? It's probably a good idea to get the fuck out. So yeah, I knew about the train. She goes, one night we're coming home from the casino and they don't drink. Neither of them drink. They're not on anything. I watched the train go between your house and the other house. And I go, excuse me? We watched the train go between your houses, John. We could see in the cars the people sitting in the train. And I was like, okay. All right. I mean, what do you say to that? Okay, well, I saw a fucking Captain Flag or whatever the fuck his name was standing in my goddamn kitchen. Sure. Okay. And ever since then, nothing has happened. Like, no, I've never had a weird vibe. Now, I put 2 extra feet on my wall out back, though, and I can't see the mound anymore. So, one other thing. We have a projector, so we'll do a fire outside while the movie playing or whatever. We've done a lot of marathons and stuff like that. So it's the 4 of us, which my kids don't live here anymore, but they came home to watch a movie. We're having a couple of beers, whatever. And out from the desert, about 9:30 at night, you hear someone scream, John. And when I say scream, it was, I want to say a male's voice. And I looked at my son. I didn't say nothing. What did that just say? He said, your fucking name. I said, okay, just wanted to be sure that's, and I don't know anybody like I don't know anybody that would know that my name is John to scream it. So, but yeah, so this place, no weird vibes. I don't get any weird vibes at night. I don't, whatever, like nothing like that. But I've been pushed. I've been an elbow dropped. I've watched the shadow figure, heard the scream. It's a weird place.
Your mom saw the train, like they
The
did, like
train.
the train, the turn of the century train.
Going through, like, so we have a wash between my house and the next house. There's a wash. That
Yeah,
leads
yeah.
to the
I
big
lived on
wash.
the same wash. Yeah.
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 So she saw it going through.
That's crazy.
So one night, my father-in-law, who he dips like I do, so he would go out with the smokers, same way I did at McDonald's all the time. I go hang out. He calls me, and I'm actually working at McDonald's. I realize it's my father-in-law. I answer the phone immediately. I go, Jim, is everything okay? He goes, I see it. I see it. I see it. What the fuck do you see? He goes, I'm standing outside. I'm with the people at Fry's. They're smoking cigarettes. I'm dipping. Yeah. You know that shit I make fun of your mother-in-law about? I'm like, what stuff? You know, spaceships and shit like that? I'm like, yeah. Over our house right now is the triangle, John. I can see it. Does not drink, do drugs. Like, I'm like, so apparently Rita Ranch, it's an interesting place, but nothing's happened in a very, very long time.
But you think them digging up everything back there?
I mean, I think
that
so.
mound, it brought them down into your house, and
Is the mound still there? Or
it is still there. It is still there.
Oh.
But he just built his wall up.
And now the wall, like, and we didn't do it for that mound. We did it so the dog couldn't jump over the fucking next door neighbor's house.
Yeah, fucking golden retrievers.
Yeah, fucking
had the same.
retrievers. But yeah, so I didn't have the same. Your guys' experience is just so much different. I can tell you one other quick one, if you have a moment or no.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I'm not going to sleep anyway.
So for 2 years, I traveled this country and did 44 states in 2 years for my job. I am the Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I've never had an experience except one time. So I am in Pikeville, Kentucky. Holiday Inn Express. It's where I always stay. IHG. I live at those places because they're clean. Everything is white. So as a pest control guy, I lift up check for the BBs. If you know what the BBs are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I don't like to say them because it brings it into the world. It's kind of like a spirit. It's the only kind of bug that freaks me out. No other bugs freak me out. None. So anyway, I get to this hotel, and it's the 4th floor, and it's a huge suite. There's like nobody in this hotel. There's nobody there. So 4th floor suite, it's gorgeous. I'm actually talking on the phone with the pest control company that I'm visiting. We're going to go get a couple of drinks. I get to meet his wife. We're going to go out to dinner. You know, it's what I always do. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at the headboard. And the headboard's moving. I'm like, that's weird. There's a trail of ants. It's a king-size headboard from one end to the other. Means somebody spilled something behind it. I had already done my BB check, and there was nothing. So I'm sitting there contemplating, because they're not biting ants, there's regular ants. And I'm contemplating just fucking staying in this room. Going to Walmart, getting spread. Yeah, because ants, they don't freak me out at all. No bugs really freak me out, except the BBs. I'm on the phone with this guy, and he goes, asshole, get a different room. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm just gonna do that. So I go downstairs to the nice lady up front who's now talking to 2 guys. And I said, hey, I need to move rooms because you have an ant infestation in one of your rooms, in the room you gave me. And I said it very low, just like that, because don't want to freak anybody out or whatever. And it's ants. It's not a big deal. Oh, my God, we have an ant infestation. I'm like, so glad you did that. So she goes, well, here, go to this room. I said, okay. So I go back in the elevator, and it's the 3rd floor. It's right underneath the room. As soon as the elevator doors open, this unbelievable, uncomfortable feeling comes over me. And I mean, boom. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I am a vibe guy. I'm a vibe guy. Like, like I said, Billy Joel was just good vibe. Like it just, I love good vibes, right? I mean, everybody is. It sounds stupid, but that's when I am totally John. When it's just a fun kind of thing, that's me. I opened that elevator opened, and that air, it wasn't like a rush of air, but a presence. Totally. I step out and I'm like, oh, that's weird. And now you're talking to yourself out loud, right? Because you're just like, well, that's kind of strange. So I look down the hall and I noticed not a one single do not disturb sign on any door. Okay. So I go down the hall where my room is. Again, no do not disturb signs anywhere. Open the door, go into my room, another suite, looks exactly the same. Check the bed, no ants, no whatever. Good to go. So I leave and go to dinner. Had a great time. Had a couple of beers, but nothing crazy. I had to come back to the hotel and work and stuff. So I'm about to go to sleep. I'm like, I'm pretty tired. And being that I wear a CPAP, which is wonderful, is I actually could put the sheets right over my head. And I actually like to sleep that way. I put the air conditioning to 59 in the goddamn room if it'll go that low. Just about to fall asleep. And all of a sudden, I can't do this anymore because it fucking hurts so much. It felt like somebody came up to me and flicked the middle of my forehead. And when I tell you, the next morning, when I went like this, it hurt.
Oh, damn.
So I have the sheet over my head and I go, oh, please let it be a roach that fell from the ceiling. That's what I'm thinking in my head. So I take, at this point of what the other thing was going to be, I wanted it to be a bug. I took the blanket, wrapped it like this, so whatever would have fell from the sky and hit me in the forehead would be in there. I turned the light on. There's nothing. And I knew there wasn't going to be anything, right? I knew. But I'm like, fuck. Like, it hurt. Like, if you're playing Thump with your friends,
yeah,
and boom. Like, almost dizzy. That's how much it got me. I was like, holy fuck. So needless to say, for the rest of the night, I slept with the lights on. The next morning, I go downstairs and the lovely lady who freaked out about the ants is down there because I was there for 2 nights. And I said, hey. She goes, hey, how'd you sleep? Well, she goes, what floor are you on? I don't even finish what I'm going to say. I go, well, I'm on 3. You put me on 3. I put you on 3? Anyway, yeah, because I had the ants in 4. She goes, oh, shit. Do you want to move?
Damn.
I go, you want to tell me why? She goes, how many cars you see in this parking lot? I said, yours and mine. She goes, right. Do you know how many times all night I hear doors open and close all the time? I go, how do you put up with that? She goes, they don't fuck with me, so I'm fine. She goes, but 3, I said, you mean the ones with no do not disturb signs on any of the doors? She goes, you're the only one on the 3rd floor. I said, no, I'm good. We'll be good because nothing happened after that. But apparently that hotel had burned to the ground. And they rebuilt one right on top of it. Because the guy I went to visit him, he goes, where are you staying? He goes, oh shit, that's right, that thing burned down. And he already thinks I'm crazy because I love Sasquatch. Like whenever he's anywhere on the road and he sees something Sasquatch, he sends me a picture. So I didn't even tell him about the experience. But of all the places I've traveled to, that's the only time anything's ever fucked with me. But it legitimately, I mean, I can't explain it. I cannot explain. Like, so I wear my mask like this. There's something that goes here and up here. There's nothing right here. no rubber band snapped, no nothing. There's no explanation for that except somebody flicked me in the goddamn middle of the forehead. It's the only thing I can explain. It's just nothing else, you know. But yeah, but the vibe that I got when I got off that fucking elevator, I should have fucking turned right the fuck back. But nothing else happened, and I was there for another night, and nothing happened the second night. And actually, the fucking lady was such a bitch that sleep any better tonight. Last night, I'm like, yes, I was fine. She goes, yeah. Well, the doors kept opening and closing. I hear them like I always hear them. And she goes, we have cameras. We never catch anything, whatever. She goes, but they open and close. And it's those big fire doors, you know, so wind isn't going to do that. Yeah. So, but anyway, hey, it does seem a little darker again in that.
You're an asshole.
I got one more little quick one. In Oregon, when I was late high school, junior year, I think, we lived on 50th Avenue, and it was literally the house was the topmost thing, and anywhere you walked out, you went downhill. So, and it was tons of woods around us, but it was all cleared around the house. We had a nice clearing, and it was just all trees. And the moment we moved there, I was like, because I used to love nature. I would run, and before I shot out my knees, and I used to love to run in the trees, you know, because it gave you a bit of like cardio and core, you know, because you're dodging shit. And I thought, this is perfect. I can run, and I don't have to leave far from the house. I can just run circles and get my work in. I don't have to go to the track or anything. Yeah, I was in the woods about 5 minutes. I had the weirdest, just like you said, John, like the vibe. It was like up to the step where my tennis shoe was on this side of the tree, everything was fine. And the second my toe crossed a tree line, it was like this heavy oppression, just like a weighted blanket was thrown over me. And I was
You
just
didn't
like,
belong there.
I know, I was like, oh, what the hell? So I was like, no, it's just, I'm good. So I'm just kind of doing a walk because I'm just getting started. You know, I'm going to walk a little bit, and it's unfamiliar. So I'm going to scope out where to run. And I start walking, and there's these mounds. Now, my family has teased me for years. They say it was an ancient Indian burial ground. Obviously it wasn't, because the house is there and it was
different
rented out.
things buried there.
But they were literally just a mound and long, like a person size. But if you didn't dig down, it was like if you laid the person on the ground and then just covered them with dirt.
Yeah,
that's what these look like. And once I got maybe 20, 25 feet in, they were everywhere. I mean, you looked and they were just, there wasn't 5 or 10. There was, if I would have kept going, there probably would have been hundreds. And they were 3 sides of the house. The other side, the fourth side, you couldn't because it was straight downhill. But short of the driveway cutting through, 3 sides of the house, because I came back to where I could see, like I could step out of the tree line real quick, but I walked all the way around the house that I could walk, and all I could see were these mounds, like a few steps away, a few feet away from each other, but just as far back as I could see. And as soon as I stepped out of the tree line, like that heavy feeling was gone.
Fairy mounds.
I was like, okay, maybe it's just me. Like I was bipolar at the time and didn't know, so I had some craziness going on, and I thought it's just one of those days. I tried again 2 more times, and the second I stepped through, I was like, nope, done. I'm done. Nope. I tried 3 times, and I was like, I never went in those woods. My brothers would run through them all the time and play tag and climb the trees, and I was just like,
nobody else could see the mounds.
No, they'd see the mounds, but it didn't bother them.
Do they know that there were fucking bodies there or what?
That's what I get. Well, did you dig one up? Because my brothers were little. I'm like, did you dig in one? They're like, yeah, it's just dirt. I'm like, oh my God. But it didn't feel like just dirt to me. It was like, oh, it was the weirdest feeling. It was like I never saw anything. I never heard anything. I never felt anything.
That's our caveman DNA, though. That's our caveman DNA. When all of a sudden you get a vibe for no reason.
Yeah.
You can't. It is our caveman DNA. It absolutely is.
And there was seven of us in the house, and I was the only one that felt it. But it wasn't like a little thing for me. It wasn't like, oh, this is a little uncomfortable. It was like, holy fuck almighty goddamn, like instant.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm never going in there because I'll go in and get murdered for some odd reason. I don't know. Something's going to come out of one of those.
There'll be an
get me.
extra mound after
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. A guy I know owns about 1,000 acres of land in West Virginia. And as soon as anybody tells me that they have a lot of land in a place like that, I always go, have you seen Sasquatch? And most people are like, nah, you know, I have a buddy who may have a story or whatever. He goes, no, but, and I went, oh, my nipples are hard. Let's go. Where are we going with this? And he goes, so I told you 1,000 acres. Yes, stud muffin, 1,000 acres. I fucking heard you own 2 mountains. Yes, I've heard over and over again. He goes, no, I'm telling you this because there's no access roads. I go, okay. He goes, we have 4 tracks, which is basically anybody who doesn't know what that is. It's yeah, it basically they're trails that have where the tire marks are, and in the middle is grass.
Yep. Because
you have a quad, you have some 4-wheel drive. He goes, it's the only way in. I go, okay. Bunch of our regular hunting routes.
Yeah.
There are these structures. And I go, what do you mean structures? He goes, somebody pulled the tree out and stuck it back in upside down. I go, oh. So who could have done that? He goes, I have no idea. I said, no, keep going. How big are the trees? It's like 9 inches in diameter. How tall are these trees? Like 30, 40 feet. So something pulled that out of the ground and stuck it upside down and made teepees. Yeah, a couple of them. Okay. So it's 2 things, ghosts or Bigfoot. That's the only 2 things that can do that. He goes, yeah. Like you had to hear him. Like he was like, fuck, now I kind of know what did it. And he goes, well, I just put in a sawmill. And I go, oh, that should be fun for you. Let's see when you start pulling all the trees out and see what happens. But yeah, when he said, no, but, and I was like, what? Yeah. Jeffrey, you look like you're falling asleep. You all right?
I'm tired, but I'm also nervous and uncomfortable. And my back
well,
hurts.
just turn the lights on.
Why?
Sleep with them, because nothing bad happens in the light. I mean, nothing fun happens in the
prison
light.
showers. Prison showers are light.
Yeah.
John, I was talking about the woods. You said, what did you say? Fairy rings? What?
Fairy mounds.
Fairy mounds? What? I've heard of fairy
look
rings.
that up in Ireland. Look that up.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never heard that one.
Mounds. Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of different. What it means over there means something different here, but
lore. Yeah.
But it is 2:00 in the morning, and I do have to go to work tomorrow.
Me too.
Yep.
I have to get up in 3 hours. Thanks.
Hey, it's not dark in that corner anymore, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's all good.
Dude, you need to go back and look at that.
Yeah, I'm not going to. So, anyway.
I'm gonna.
Find it on YouTube, find it wherever.
Oh, clip that shit.
Thanks for letting me on tonight, guys. I know it's usually your guys' night, but appreciate it.
No, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad you came
Absolutely.
on.
That was a great story.
Good
Fucking
energy.
Great ghost story.
I miss you. I didn't realize how much I miss you until I see your face. Then I miss you a lot.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So yeah, you're welcome anytime. Next time around on Tuesday, there's plenty of I told you so's to be told. Just
Tomorrow's next week's the anniversary of your show, right?
March 7th will be, yeah. Oh yeah, so maybe that might be a good time to do some flashbacks to February 28th, February 29th, 2020, when Trump said, you guys understand this is a hoax, right? The vaccine stuff. This is literally the Democrats perpetuating a hoax on you. It's all lies. You understand that, right? He didn't change his tune until a year later when data and evidence was stacked up at least high enough to get him to shut the fuck up. And it was a year ago that he was diagnosed with the COVID. So, little things have come out, like the CDC has explained that they never isolated the virus and that the PCR tests were actually set to trigger positive with a common cold. You understand, they knew the virus was there. They just hadn't isolated it yet. So they needed a way to let everybody know that they were sick. And the CDC has admitted that they were just catching rhinovirus influenza because they had not yet isolated that virus, just like they had not yet isolated any of the subsequent strains. The CDC has recently come out with side effects and have admitted to 32 pages of side effects, including cardiomyopathy between kids between the ages of 12 and men the age of 39. The counts for fatalities due to this are 4 or 5 times greater than what, of course, they would tell you on the news.
Because
And
it's whether you died of it or with it. And
no, not of the virus, of the vaccine. The
Oh.
fatality due to vaccine. Understand when what was the SARS that had SARS? I guess it was SARS. When they put out the vaccine for SARS, when 12 people died, when 6 people died, they said they had to pull it at 12. They had to pull it immediately. The numbers are huge.
Yep.
So huge, guys.
Yep.
The permanent damage is huge. The infertility, huge. So basically it's coming out here, it's literally trickling out. And this is happening because they're coming into the 2022 midterm elections, and they're trying to change their tune, and they're trying to sound like they're conservative, libertarian leaning folk, because they're trying to get past not losing everything. And the thing is, there are enough ridiculously stupid people who don't pay attention that they'll probably vote for the Democrat anyways, because Biden gave a Trump speech. If you watch the State of the Union, he literally just mirrored any of the things that Trump said during his 4 speeches, which he was pilloried for, of course. But I don't know. This is a very interesting time because the quickening is happening. They know that people are finally catching, getting wise to the fact that what people said in the beginning. If you remember the breakout cases that hit the Western states, they literally said, wait, this was in Asia. Nobody who came on that plane that landed at Edwards or wherever, no one's been in contact with them. No one. And they said, oh, there's a case in California. There's a case in Oregon. There's a case in Washington. Guys. And then Fauci's like, well, yeah, it happens. This spreads. From where? And people were like, from where? This makes no sense. If I say, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is normal. That's how viruses spread. Like, I think we lose track of how it started and then how it changed over time. And what I suspect is going to happen is they're going to try and change the narrative back up so they can try and blame everything on Trump, so they don't lose to him and they don't lose to the conservative parties, the Republican Party and conservatives. And listening to different pundits talk about this stuff, and they're like, I don't know why this hasn't been more clear to everyone this whole time. And people are like, this is crazy. They have proven that the Steele dossier was fake. Russia, the what do they call it?
Bots? No.
When they the collusion is lies. Everything that they pinned on Trump, they have now proven. They proved that Hillary Clinton perpetuated the Steele dossier and lied. They have proven that she and Obama and the Democrats spied on the president while he was president, before, during, and still. Bigger than Watergate, bigger than anything that's fucking out there. like literally crimes and treasons, crimes against the government. Anybody else in history would be hanged in a public square. So now they got Hillary out there making noise because idiot people clap when she comes on stage. And she's like, oh, a bunch of deplorables. I'm going to go cut the face off of children with Huma. Like, it's ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying that, Pizzagate is real or any of that stuff. I don't even want to go watch the videos, which you can find, of apparently Hillary and Huma killing a young girl, cutting her face off. They say it's deep fake, like they do in pornos, when they make you look like Hermione. If you've seen any of those, you can tell that's not them. Anyway, there's a lot of shit going on out there. And the lunatic part is people are coming out and they're saying the same thing that I've said the whole time is like, unfortunately, people don't want to know things and people don't care and people are dumb and they just wait until the pundits tell them what to do and then they just get in line and they don't question. Anybody with an IQ over 110 are going to question. You're like, this seems weird. And it was, John, remember, what did you say? It was March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, 2020.
Correct.
When they said, all right, lockdown, it's over. Let's make it happen. And we talked about that. And it was right before that when I'm driving home and the streets are empty. And I was like, it has begun. This is the social experiment. Can they get us to do what we're told without question? Can they scare us enough to do it? I'm like, this is crazy. I can't believe that everyone's just listening. This is so fucking weird. It makes no sense. I was following the news logic. It was over there. And then a couple cases landed here. And now people 1,500 miles away caught it. From where? Viruses don't spread from nothing to nothing. But all the facts are being laid out. And here's the thing. I don't think the CDC has been complicit. I think the CDC is doing things as they would in any situation like this. It takes time. This is why they're releasing the evidence on what happened based on vaccines in 2021, because they had the time to figure out what happened. They knew they had emergency orders to use it. That was fine. The FDA approved it. The thing that the manipulation part, the control part, and this is the dangerous part, is those with the agenda to get dickhead out of the way and then spread their agenda across the fucking world. They were the ones who said, okay, well, this is the play. This is how we're going to do it. You have to get people to be compliant. And I stood in the back the whole time going, guys, don't trust politicians. It's not about left and right. They don't have the right to tell you to do this. It makes zero sense. It's a disease that's fatal to 10% of the population, and those are the 10% who are supposed to expire. Don't listen. This is crazy. This is insanity. Like, this makes no sense. You can't tell me that a thing that you haven't even studied yet is going to be better than the thing you haven't even studied yet. Right? How do you tell me that? You're better off letting everybody get it and then find out how bad it is. Because you haven't that's why it's called novel coronavirus. It was new. You're better off just let everybody get it. And then for round 2, if you can figure something out, then do it. But you can't tell me you're going to give me something to fix something you don't understand. That's illogical.
So are you doing Monday the 7th, right? Didn't you want
Monday's the 7th? So I can do Monday or Tuesday. It doesn't matter. Are you available on Monday?
I am available Monday, and Monday I'll be home like this. So Monday would be better for me than Tuesday.
Let's shoot for Monday. And I would like to do it earlier in the day, earlier in the evening.
Okay.
Like 8 o'clock, maybe 9 at the latest. Let's see if I can get some peeps from the past on. Maybe we'll have a big discussion.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's starting to stress me out because I don't like it when I'm right. And people will often tell me like, oh, you're going to say I told you so. And I'm like, I don't want to say I told you so. I want to not say I told you so. It's very disturbing for me to walk around and going, fuck, I'd rather be sheeple. It's more comfortable that way. But it's going to be an interesting year because the left doesn't know how they're going to keep control because they don't have a plan. if you guys don't know yet, there's all you can look it up. There's proof of ballot stuffing. There's video. Trump specifically was presented with proof of all the ballot rigging. People talking about it. I heard audio of people at the polling stations where people are coming in and be like, "Hey, can I still vote? I have these votes." He's like, I don't know. No, I don't think. I think it's over now. He's like, well, what if? I mean, are you sure? Because I have votes. Okay, well, what are you voting? Because if you vote Democrat, you can vote. What if I want to vote Republican? No, we're closed. And like, there's all this proof that's been collected that this is nuts. We'll take a look at Trump at CPAC. We'll take a look at Trump 2 years ago, the things he was saying. As soon as he said fake news, this is the thing, guys. This is what should flip you out. We think that he was just being petty. We think that he's like, he doesn't like his coverage. He doesn't like that people are dicks, you know? And he's an extra caustic sort of guy. He wants to be the most liked guy in the room. So I understand his motivation. He's got an ego. You know, he's still my president. It's fine. Whether I didn't vote for him the first time, I did the second. That should tell you something. I didn't vote for him the first time. I did the second. And then he lost to the Crypt Keeper who hid in the basement. It's irrational.
Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson, yeah. Yeah. But literally, this is what you're going to find out here in the next year or two. And whether we do the right thing or not. And to me, the right thing is to punish to the full extent of the law, even if that includes execution, those who perpetrated the crime against you, me, everybody else in this fucking country, because crimes have been committed. The 200,000 businesses that went out of business so they can then funnel the money to the big corporate assholes who pay them. If heads don't roll, this democracy is over. That's a fucking fact.
What did I tell you?
No having a fucking
nice
flag.
Guy. No more Mr. Nice Guy when we take it.
Heads, if they need to take Mrs. Clinton. Oh, did you know that the Clinton Foundation just took over Black Lives Matter?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Clinton World, they now own Black Lives Matter, and they put her lawyer as the fucking CEO of BLM. Why is that? Because she and her fucking group have been perpetuating the lies and the manipulation, the spying, and the bullshit. That woman is evil. She's fucking evil. Evil. I don't even think Bill's evil. I think Bill, it was a fucking puppet for her.
Exactly.
A meat puppet.
She 100% just fucking, all right, I'll marry this guy. He's likable. She's evil. It's bad. It is fucking bad.
The opinions expressed on this show is purely of Jeffrey Sinatra. So if the Clintons are listening, I always like you.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
It's crazy.
The guards are sleeping.
I'm going to bring together Alex Jones from 2 years ago and all the stuff, minus Sandy Hook. He was way off. I'm going to bring together all the shit that Trump has been saying at the beginning. Fake news, fake news, fake news. We kept hearing that. We just thought it's like a way to make fun of people. He wouldn't get off of Twitter. Why? Because that was his only way to communicate truth to somebody. Right. He was like, guys, this is it. I'm pinging you. Like, pay attention. Pay attention. Everything they say is a fucking lie. They're all in it together. And I was watching Trump interviews from 5 years ago. Like when he, before, you know, like 6 years ago when he was just getting into it, and the tone started to change and then you can feel them try and manipulate and make up bullshit with him. And he's a sharp dude. Like, he's been sharp for a long time. Yeah, he picked up on it. He got Time Magazine Man of the Year 4 years ago. Matt Lauer, 5 years ago. Matt Lauer's interviewing him, who got kicked out for, you know, his rape office, his multiple rapes of women, but he got booted from his job. But he's on his high horse 5 years ago talking to Trump on the phone, doing an interview, and he's trying to fuck with Trump as if he is like holier than fucking thou. And it's remarkable to listen to, because you're like, here's somebody who comes across as a nice guy otherwise, Lauer, right? He just comes across as nice. He knows how to play nice on TV, except for the, the raping everyone thing. But I'm sorry, affairs, sexual misconduct. But you hear him talking to Trump, and he's trying to kick Trump in the balls, and Trump's not even putting up with it. He goes, well, you got, Time Magazine Man of the Year. I mean, I guess it feels good, but I mean, if you're Man of the Year, not for, it goes, people have been made Man of the Year not for their positive contributions, but for the negative things they've done, which is then brought about positive by other people. He says it's Trump. And Trump, dude, the guy, he never missed a beat. You can feel him get a little irritated for a second, but he was like, you know what? It's an honor. Time Magazine, I have respected it. I've been on the cover a lot of times, like 8 or 9 times, and it's an honor to be Man of the Year. And it really is. And he's like, but Lauer kept trying to take it away from him, and he's just like, Trump just fought back. And you could feel like, even in a moment like that, he's not even in yet, but they're wanting to take him down a peg. They want to take him down a notch, and you can feel him like switching, kind of like, you've always been crooks and liars, but now you'll have an agenda. Like, bring it on. I watched him at CPAC on last Sunday. I watched our girl Christy Noam on Sunday. I love her. I watched Dr. Peter McAuliffe, who's the reason why they tried to cancel Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
He comes out on CPAC and he's like, guys, it's over. Just to take your masks off. They never worked in the first place. The CDC has finally come out and they admitted that it's all bullshit. It's over because it never started. So with all this coming up behind Biden says last night, okay, well, the pandemic is over. Biden admitted this. The pandemic was basically over. We just need to deal with maintenance now. But listen, guys, and I'll leave you guys with this last comment. Listen, we have ordered enough tests, COVID tests, which are detect the common cold. We've ordered enough tests for everyone in America, free. Nothing's free. Everyone can get tested anytime they want for free on us, and walk away with medication to treat the virus for free on the spot. We call it test and go. You can walk up to a street corner, they'll swab your nose, they'll get your test, they'll give you the meds, the therapeutics on the spot. No prescription needed. Take these pills, trust the government. Are you fucking serious? Oh, and one last thing to back that up. One last thing. The CDC has also acknowledged that at least 10% of the swabs. Why did you have to do a swab like that? Do you know any other thing that you have to swab like that? Where do you have to get cells from your DNA? Oh, cheek. Yeah, they take those and they do your DNA off your cheeks, right? And they put that in the thing and they send it off. At least 10% of those COVID tests, PCR tests, somehow got shipped off to a genome sequencing laboratory, and all their DNA is on file, and they have now mapped the genome of all those people. And if they say 10%, it's 90%.
Oh shit.
I thought it was the weirdest thing to have a test. The only time I had to have a test in my throat was a fucking check for strep throat. And that's bacteria, never for a virus. Bacteria, because you got the bacteria back there. That makes sense. It's isolated. Why the fuck would you stick something up inside your nose? And the first time I had it done, they put it all the way through my fucking head and hit the back of my throat. What? Oh, because you have to get the cells off, so then you can have enough DNA evidence. So, okay, that makes sense. Hey, everybody, cell phones aren't enough distraction, so we're going to need everyone's DNA. And we're going to give everybody these shots.
based on a thing we can't prove, we haven't seen. We know it does kill some people, but not many. But we can't tell you that. We're gonna make it really scary, and then more shots, and more boosters, and more shots, more boosters. And then when it's all over, even though people are still masking up everywhere like fucking cattle. One last thing, guys. You can still potentially get sick. Free DNA tests for everybody and free drugs on the spot. No questions asked for everyone in America. We're going to keep it going, because if we don't keep it going, and that spike protein stuff wears off, then it's not going to work. We get them through therapeutics, those fucking Republicans. Free meds, fucking swab and go. Tell me how this is even acceptable to anyone. Because the government wants to fucking face fuck you after they say that they realize it's all bullshit anyways. They're going to still face fuck you and then hand you some pills, and you're going to be like, thank you, doctor. What? I joined the Convention of States. So the Convention of States is they follow Article 5 of the Constitution that says, when the federal government electors get out of control and they're not doing the things that they've been elected to do, then the states can form a quorum and they can amend the Constitution of the United States without the elected officials. Then you need 34 states to be on board. There's 18 right now. In the next year, once the legislatures come together, there will easily be 34. You have 34 go to Congress, and you will have representatives. You can have 1 million people, but you get one vote per state. They can go forth and they can amend the Constitution. They can put in term limits immediately. They can limit powers immediately. And this is the step that happens before revolution happens. That's why the framers put in the Article 5. They said, if these fuckers get out of control, they're not doing your bidding, then you go and you change this document, and then you move them out, and then you replace them. So it is a movement. It's not right or left. It's people who are not happy with the way that the federal government has been we're their piggy bank. We're sheeple. We need to shut up. We need to enrich the fucking wealthy and get out of the way and take your swab, your pills, and your shots. So we'll talk about that more on Monday too. I'll have a lot more information for you guys, but this is the most frightened I've been, because they're admitting that it's all true now, and then still lying to see, in case you dumb fuckers aren't paying attention. We're going to go ahead and tell the lies at this also, but we're going to tell the truth in case we can get you guys to still vote for us. It's not good. It's not just the left, guys. It's a lot of motherfuckers that have been there to represent you who are not representing you. I highly recommend that you vote. Vote. If you want to sign your petition with the Convention of States, go to conventionofstates.org. You can write letters to your state legislature. You can become a member. You can volunteer. I volunteer to be a social media warrior. I have to get interviewed. I had to answer the question, why do you think the Convention of States should come together? And it turned into a 9-paragraph essay. I'm like, can I attach this, please? I will tell you why.
Good night, kids.
All right, that's enough ghost stories for tonight, and that's enough scary reality for tonight too. So I love you guys. Thanks for coming on and scaring the shit out of me.
Watch out behind you, Jeff.
Sleep tight.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna sleep on by the front door. I want it to hit me in the head.
Lay right in front of it.
Yeah, why not? I'm gonna be up doing something, I'm sure. All right.
Oh, all right. Have a good night.
John ducked out. Well, hey, since you're
I
here,
know.
I'll address you and then I'll address them. So what is it that Missy, what is it they usually say?
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
Love one another and love yourself.
Perfect.
Got it right this time.
All right, have a good night.
All right, you too.
Good job.